Pope died on Easter.
Oh yeah.
Easter Monday.
Kind of a weird throw into the anime episode. Hey, Pope's dead.
You know who doesn't have the power of God and anime? The Pope.
Mm-hmm. Hey guys, how you doing today? I'm doing okay. Just okay. But how are these people doing over here? It's another episode of Midnight on the Oasis.
Midnight Online? Is that what you're going to
No,
say?
I said Midnight on the Oasis.
Midnight on the Oasis.
Or just Midnight Oasis.
It is just Midnight Oasis.
No, we're changing it.
This is the launch of our new MMO game. Everyone know. It's a mobile game. We know one person is going to buy.
It's our MMO. Midnight Oasis MMO.
MMO. It's our
It's our
mom.
mom. Yeah.
Mom.
Mommy?
No, please.
Mommy?
No.
Ma.
Mama.
Mom,
Dude,
please,
speaking of Family Guy,
Oh,
one of the
shit.
greatest animes of all time.
Oh shit. Greatest anime? Bro, my favorite line from the greatest anime of all time is when they said "Cool Whip." Ugh, that really spoke to me.
I like when they go. That's my favorite line.
I'm surprised that came through your mic. Your mic likes cutting out any weird
me too.
sounds usually, so good job for actually going through for once. Counting
Yeah,
mic.
I did it.
Yeah, I practiced that in the mirror before, so.
Because you actually stabbed your knee. Sucked.
Yeah, I stubbed my knee.
Mm-hmm. So today we have all sorts of fun stuff planned. We're going to talk about anime stuff, but we got some other things first that we're going to talk about, and by we I mean mostly me. First off, I had a little fun birthday this last week, and I just did. So I was just going to quickly just talk about what I did there. I went out with one of our friends. We've heard about on the topic before on the podcast. His name is Billiam. Went out with him this weekend. We went to a nice little restaurant. Had a nice 8-course dinner. It was all right. Comparing to that place that I went to in New York, I definitely could tell the difference between the 1-star Michelin and the just nice restaurant. Like mainly the service was massively different because we had the wine pairings as well on this one, but they weren't very synced up. Like at one point they just kind of forgot to give us our wine, and then for the next course they brought him out to our table, and then another girl like 2 seconds later was gonna come, and I saw her with the wine glasses, and she saw the wine on her table, and she was like, and she spun around and went back to the bar, and she was like, what the fuck is going on? And we're like, I don't know, just give him the wine anyway. So we just had 2 extra wine glasses. I'm like, well, guess I'm chugging this wine. So, you know, that was fun. The courses were pretty good. There was a couple that were kind of odd, but overall it was good overall. It had like a Vietnamese kind of a theme. So it's a little bit different than normally I would have, but there was like some nice steam buns that we had.
I love steam buns.
They had this like one sauce that they really liked using. I have no idea what was in the sauce, but they used it on like most of the dishes. It was like this cool green one.
Okay.
So yeah, it was pretty good. So this place is a nice restaurant, and I was like, okay, well, let's make sure there's like no dress code or something ahead of time. So I look up online. I'm like, all right, what's the dress code for the restaurant? Go to their website. I couldn't find anything on the website. I was like, okay, Google or Reddit or some shit. Well, the Google AI response, which is not fantastic, was like, oh, it's either business or smart casual. I'm like, well, that's a pretty big difference because you did wear completely different things based on that. And I was leaning more towards smart casual. I'm like, okay, I'll get like khakis or something and get like a polo on or some shit like that and look kind of nice. So I come on over, I get all that stuff ready, and then Billiam shows up at my place, and this motherfucker is he's got jeans, but he's got a fucking full ass button down shirt, suit coat, and a tie on. I'm like, brother, we're not dressing up this nice. Like, bro, it's business casual. I'm like, that's not business casual, first of all, what you're wearing. That's more towards smart casual side of things. That's not business casual. He's like, well, this is what you got to wear. You have to do it. That's what makes it business. He kept justifying. He's like, that's what makes it business casual. Every single time I was saying, why do you have that? He's like, no. It's like, dude, that's not business casual. But like, whatever. You're already dressed up like that, and I can't be the odd man out. So it's like, give me a second. So I went and I put my own fucking button-down shirt and my own suit coat on. And I'll be honest, hey, we were looking pretty good. I will say,
Hell yeah,
we were looking fucking fly.
looking pretty good.
So we show up.
I will say,
go ahead.
Hold on. Not to shatter your world, but did you ever think to call the restaurant and just ask them if they had a dress code?
No.
Okay.
No.
Carry on.
So you obviously don't know Josh very well. That's a no.
So anywho, no, I've called restaurants for like reservations, but you can just get the reservation online, so I didn't need to do that. But anyway, so we show up to the place and do some great parallel parking. I have to do that all the time, and I was really, really good at it. Actually, I wasn't terrible. It could have been worse. But we get to the restaurant, and we get sat down, and we look around, and there's motherfuckers with just t-shirts and shitty shorts on. I'm like, hell yeah. Why am I not surprised? Did I expect people in fucking Iowa to have any kind of class at all?
No.
The answer is fucking
you
no.
don't, so like
Yeah. Oh no. Hey, I did that night though.
That night you did.
So
that night you did for sure.
Yeah, we had the food, pretty good, fun times. We then head over. We were like, all right, we're gonna watch a movie afterwards. What's a good movie airing right now? Oh, let's see. Oh, there's a really cool one with like fucking like with that dude that was in Kung Fu Panda in it or whatever. I think we're gonna watch that one. So we watched the good old Minecraft movie.
Oh,
Chicken jockey.
But we didn't have
Steve's Lava Chicken.
But we didn't have any fucking time to go home between this. So here's us rocking up to the movie theater with our fucking full ass nice fucking suit coats on, walking into the movie theater. The girl at the front that gives us the tickets, she's like, yo, that's a nice fit. And we're like, yeah, thanks. And she like prints out our tickets or whatever. And then she performs a factory reset. She's like, yo, that's a nice fit. I'm like, thank you. Weird. We just like walk past her, go into the fucking Minecraft movie. Hell yeah, we were fucking fly as shit inside this place. They were not expecting us to be there. Sit down in the theater, and first of all, it was crazy how still busy the movie was been out for like over a week, and it was still like an almost full theater, which is wild because I thought the meme was that the movie was garbage and nobody wanted to fucking watch it.
No, bro. I mean, okay, so this happens every time there's a somewhat like popular franchise that like a lot of adults like, and they're like, I'm not gonna go see this because no one's gonna see this. But then it's like, oh wait, this is also a movie made specifically probably for fucking children.
Yes.
Lo and behold, kids want to go see it, and their parents are gonna bring them to it. Dude, no matter what.
There was some.
And then
go ahead.
Oh, sorry.
No, you go.
Yeah, well, and then on the other spectrum, there's the people that are like, haha, wouldn't it be funny if we went to go see this movie as a joke? And it's like, yeah, sure, man. Like, sure, let's go.
That was us.
And then you have that group. Yeah, exactly. And then you have the group of just people that are just like, yeah, I want to go see the Minecraft movie. So it's like that. Those between those three groups of people, the small minority that's like, oh, I'm not gonna go see this because I don't want to support this garbage. It's like, yeah, well, you're the biggest minority of that group.
So on that note, with the Minecraft stuff, there was a video I had seen like a day or so ahead of time of this group of kids that went to watch the Minecraft movie. It must have been on opening night or something like that. And they go in there, and the dad is like filming because they're like freaking out throughout the movie, like the whole fucking movie. And it wasn't just them, the whole theater, all the kids were just going ham, and they're like, wow, at every little thing that was happening in the thing. You saw at one point, there are kids parading up and down the aisle with their popcorn, just doing this and just having the popcorn go flying all over the fucking place. It was wild as shit. And then he shows like the aftermath, and the like attendant that came in afterwards, like, this is the worst I've ever seen in this theater. This is awful. This is shit everywhere. They like freaked out, like the chicken jockey stuff and part. And due to that, this was the craziest part. When we're watching the movie's about to start. It does like right before the like, you know, all the studios and shit like that. It pops a fucking window on the screen that literally says, this is a non-PvP, like they make it like a weird like phrasing, like this is a non-PvP theater. Nobody do any over-the-top stuff. Don't get out of your seat, and don't freak out at any weird things that might show up, like a chicken jockey or something like that. They had to have a custom disclaimer so people didn't do this stupid ass shit in the theater. That's crazy.
Well, I've been seeing online. Well, it's not just, granted, kids are going to be dumb. There's like, you know, teenagers and 20-year-olds, whatever, going, and they are actively acting more insane at those parts to like cause a meme about it. I saw a post on Reddit where there is a guy there was a movie theater, and they actually had a sheet for the people who are working in the movie theater up in the thing for the timings of when the chicken jockey scene comes up in the movie, so they can be ready for it to get crazy. Because it's just people trying to like film a funny TikTok. It's like, look, we're all freaking out at the movie theater, but I don't think people realize that they're just being assholes, and like it's not funny to just throw shit around, because there's, you know, other people who have paid to go see the movie and don't want to deal with that shit, and then there's the people who have to clean up afterwards for it.
Here's the thing, right?
It's like, yeah, it
People just want to make their content. I mean, it's tough for us to say that as we're currently recording a podcast, but like,
yeah, but we're not going
We're
to a
also
movie
destroying
theater.
a theater right now.
Yeah, we're not going to
Yeah.
a movie theater
Well-
making a mess. Well,
I don't know. Last
make a
time
mess in
somebody
movie
went to a theater to
That-
fucking make a mess, well, we lost a president. So, just saying.
true.
Ooh,
So, shit, man.
Abraham Lincoln? What do you mean? Who?
ooh, he got
He
the
said
Kennedy
ooh.
I
special.
thought you said ooh. I thought you said who.
oh, I thought he said who
What?
too, and I thought
He's not talking about Kennedy. He's talking about Abraham Lincoln. I'm pretty
No, I
sure.
said he got the Kennedy special because he got shot
Is
in
it-
the head.
But can it be called the Kennedy special when it happened like 100 years before?
It was a time traveler.
also it hap-
You already figured out the
and also it
conspiracy.
happened-
Shut up.
Okay. My bad.
Also, it happened to him first, so wouldn't it be the Lincoln special?
That's what they want you
They
to
also
think.
recreated it in Marvel Rivals with the President Loki skin and Widowmaker.
Yeah, man.
It was like the first thing that happened when the President Loki skin came out. They were just videos of people recreating the JFK assassination inside of Marvel Rivals.
But it was actually the
Fair
Loki
enough.
assassination. Same deal, time traveler. It was all sorts of crazy shit.
Yeah,
Man.
TVA, yada yada yada.
Wait, I can't go too into detail. I just giving you surface level stuff.
Listen, I can't say too much here because they might come for me, but yada yada yada, presidential assassination. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So anyway, with the thing that's funny about the movie itself is that it was just an average movie. Like, it wasn't even like a complete garbage movie or anything like that. It wasn't amazing. It was just average. And I'm just annoyed that, like, they were having these people freak out at these certain scenes, because all those scenes that came up in the movie, there was nothing special. I was like, it's chicken jock. Okay, cool. Like, he yelled it out in the movie, but it wasn't like, there wasn't like a super hype ass thing that happened. It just came in and did its thing. I was like, why were people freaking out at these parts? It's what you're saying. It's just because these stupid, they want to make a meme out of it. It's like, it doesn't even deserve a meme. Like, make it at least the part that makes sense to be like hype or cool about, not just these random ass parts. So that's just more annoying now that I have seen the movie, why these were so popular in that sort of way.
I mean, the reason like the chicken jockey stuff is so big. It's like the fact like, oh, there's such a low chance that there's a zombie pigman, and then there's a low chance that the zombie the piglet or whatever it's called, the
Pigling, I
not
think.
zombie piglet, or like the baby zombie. I can't remember what it's called. Whatever. There's a low chance that happens, and then there's an even lower chance that they ride the chicken, and it's like, okay, it's like a cool moment, and then also just paired with Jack Black yelling line at screen, it's just like, yeah, that's gonna be there. I think the only part, and it shouldn't even be like a fucking like scream or whatnot, but it could be one of those like humble like low theater, like ooh, like that came on screen sort of thing, is when fucking the Technoblade pig comes on screen.
There's a random kid that pointed that out near us.
Yeah, I know. I'm sure there was.
He's like, that's the
or
techno. He
it's like-
didn't freak out. He was just like, that's the Technoblade pig, or whatever. He was like whispering to his parents. It was
like,
kind of cute.
Yeah, it's like there could be like cute shit like that, but
No, I'll tell you the part to
People
freak
got-
out most
people gotta
about
ruin it.
in the fucking movie. All right. So the main characters, there was these two kids, this like brother and sister or whatever, that were like moving to some town or whatever. And the brother is like just barely getting into high school or something like that, even though he looks like he's like low middle school. And the sister is like apparently old enough to have a job because she's not even in school, but she looks like she's like 10th grade or some shit like that. And this motherfucker is driving a car at the beginning of the show and she works at a factory and she has like a full ass job and is supporting them. I'm like, girl, you are not even out of school yourself. What the fuck? How is this even? It didn't make any goddamn sense. They should have picked an actress that looked even moderately older so it would make sense. Terrible choice. She looked like a child.
I want to see what actor it
She
is.
just looked like a kid. She didn't look like someone that was supposed to be an adult.
In her defense, she is 23 years old.
Okay.
Which one is this?
They didn't
I mean,
do
I was
a good job at it.
You talking about Jennifer Coolidge, bro?
Sure.
Oh yeah, bro. No, her name's Emma Myers. I think
They should have made her look a little bit older because they fucked that up.
I mean, yeah, she probably looks her own age, which is
Yeah,
You know, she's 20. She's in
Well,
her mid-20s
sorry.
almost.
Don't think they picked the right person then, because she doesn't look like an adult, or just don't make her a fucking adult in the movie. Just make her another kid in school. Like that would have been fine too.
Some people just don't look as old as.
I think it's less egregious than when it's like guy with 5 o'clock shadow. Hello, I am a grade 9. Hello.
I was
How's it
gonna say
going?
like we can get mad at oh, this woman looks young for her age, but then we can't also be like, oh my god, Robert Pattinson is a teenager in grade 11 in Twilight.
yeah, that man is an adult.
Nah.
Toby Maguire was playing a fucking
17-year-old.
17-year-old in fucking Spider-Man. Like movies casting for age has never been great. And I mean, hey man, if she looks a little younger or the person looks a little older than the age they're supposed to be, that's just real life too, man. There are some people I know that fucking when they were in high school, I'm like, damn, bro, are you sure you're in high school? Or are you like getting ready for a midlife crisis?
I
And
think
then
I know one person you're thinking of that I also agree with on that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I know exactly what we're talking about.
And you do too,
And
Chat.
then there's also people that like fucking I have a friend and she's like, yep, got carded today. I'm 28. It's like, yeah, sorry, bro. You still look the same like you did when you were in elementary school. It sucks to suck, but
That's how it is.
way she goes.
Yeah. That was the only egregious thing I would say. It's not even like it didn't ruin the movie or anything, but it was just kind of annoying every time I saw it. I'm like, you're not old enough to have a job. You can't drive a car. It reminded me of, I immediately thought of fucking Friday with Rebecca Black driving the car, or not her, but the other guy in the car. And they were supposed to be like fucking 14. Because I remember that video where the guy's like, I'm 14 years old and driving. And then they drive off the cliff. It was a meme edit. But don't worry about it.
I know exactly.
It's the Brock's dub is what it was called, if you want the actual video. But anywho, remind me of that. Movie was just very whelming. And then what did we do afterwards? Oh, I got a Blizzard and then we went home. And we watched.
Hell yeah.
Oh,
What kind of
and then,
Blizzard did you get?
Yeah, wait a minute.
I got an Oreo and Butterfinger Blizzard. It was very good. Also, I haven't been to Dairy Queen in a while. Holy shit, that was expensive, bro. The base price of a Blizzard is $5.60 in the States. I remember when I was in high
Let me
school.
break it to you. The shit, it ain't just Dairy Queen that's more expensive.
Oh, trust me, no.
It's everything.
No, I remember in high school, a large Blizzard, because I got a medium. A large Blizzard in high school was $4.30. It was not that cheap. It was $4.30. So the medium was probably like $3.50 or something like that. So yeah, it's gone what 70% higher or something like that. Crazy. Anyway, but yeah, then we came back to my place and we were just we were gonna watch a show, and Billiam was like, "Yo, let's there's this one show he talked about earlier in the week that he's like, sometime we should watch this together." When he came back to my place, I was like, "Hey, we should just watch that." He's like, "Okay, that's cool." Earlier in that week, I had watched 2 random shows that are on Netflix, and the one he recommended me, he said it was on like Hulu. So I'm like, okay, whatever. Turns out I watched the show that he wanted to watch together because it was also on Netflix, and it was just the one that I watched. And I was like, yeah, this show is really good. He's like, that's the show I said to watch together. I'm like, oh, it was pretty good. And I watched it on my own. And he was so fucking salty for like 15 minutes straight. He's like, why'd you already watch that one? You fucking piece of shit. So I ended up watching some random like French fucking game show thing that was like, it was okay. But yeah, the show I watched was definitely better. So get fucked. So that was pretty funny. Yeah, that was my birthday. It was kind of fun. It was like last minute planned like a week beforehand. So let's go, baby.
Oh, yeah.
That ain't bad. That ain't bad.
Those are generally the best ones.
Yeah, honestly.
That over engineering stuff is generally the best way.
Last year I just invited some friends out to drinking, so you know, it was fun.
Hey, I didn't get invited. What the fuck?
Yeah, what the fuck, dude?
Hey, I remember the one birthday that we celebrated before I moved to the Great Maple.
That was fun.
And the wonderful time that we had. Yeah,
I did just drink.
I felt a little bad. I felt a little bad because you got pretty messed up from that one. And I was like, "You're an asshole. You got him so drunk." I was like, "Hey."
It's good.
I was also pretty drunk at the time, so
Yeah, you guys drank a lot. I remember I had some videos of you just sucking at. What were we playing? Was it beer pong or was it something else? I think it was some other game we were playing, but I don't know.
it was air hockey. table
No, I
hockey,
don't think it was air
whatever it's-
hockey, but whatever.
No?
Regardless, I know you were doing bad at it. Whatever it
Anything
was.
that's like requiring coordination, I'm awful at.
Mhm.
A life.
Yeah, man.
All right. Fuck you, Cal.
Fucking,
Bro, shut the fuck up.
Like, got him, bro.
fucking
Damn.
bro, end the podcast now, bro.
That's
Fucking
it.
play the
Fuck the
outro.
rest of this episode.
Play the outro.
Talking
Fucking,
about
we're done.
betrayal from your friends. This
See
is
ya.
supposed to be the anime one, so now we know who my antagonist
Exactly.
is.
That was I was
So-
giving you your top 10 anime betrayal.
Yo,
Oh,
fucking
shit.
Play it. Yo, fucking play the Naruto song. Fucking.
So,
No, this is when you get the Watch Mojo top 10 anime
oh shit.
trails or
And I'm
something
number
like that.
one.
Number 1, Burger King foot lettuce.
Number one. Callum telling Lucas that his life is dog shit.
The last thing you want is a good life.
And that just might be what you get.
All right, so that's the end of birthday talk. I had another quick little topic I wanted to bring up. So, I've been watching just way too much random Hololive stuff recently. I started falling into that rabbit hole personally. There are a couple members that have announced their graduation, which means they're not going to be with the company anymore. That happened the last couple months, and their graduations are basically going to be when this podcast is out. 2 of them will have completed, and one of them will be the following day. Which those 3 members are Shion, Mume, and then the ones you maybe have heard of was Gargura, which is the shark girl, which is like the most popular VTuber of all time. So she's also retiring because she had a lot of stress issues, basically, where she's like not able to like, it's hard to deal with her being the most popular one and having like that on her fucking shoulders all the time, along with other things with the company. So anyway, they're gonna be retiring coming up pretty soon, and it's kind of sad. I'm not gonna lie. It's a
just
pretty
got
fucking
into
big
this
deal.
I mean,
Too.
it always sucks when content creators that you enjoy watching stop making videos.
Well, it's weird because like a lot of times when they will graduate from the company, it's usually something with company issues, so they still continue to do it afterwards. They just remake a new character, and they're just like, hey, nobody knows this is me, but you guys know this is me, so just follow me on that one instead. And they just continue with that. But it's some weird shit where, specifically with Hololive, that company, they can't. Well, they can, but they don't really do any interactions with people outside of the company. So they like only will do stuff with their own company, and then other people will do stuff with all the other people. So they're never gonna be able to basically do stuff with the company ever again. So it's just kind of like, it's just sad. You don't get the same like blends and interaction and stuff. So that's just the random news I wanted to bring up. That it'll be done by the time this is out, or most of it. Most of them will be graduated by then. So there we go.
CY @sign.
So
07s.
the real topic of the day, though, we're gonna get onto that. We have a little tier list that you probably saw here in the title, or maybe we didn't. I don't know what to put in the title at this point. But we are talking about not tier list. We're gonna say our top 3 anime that each of us have ever seen. That's it. Top 3 of all time.
That's it.
Oh yeah.
It list all the voice actors for the whole anime, right?
I will not be doing that.
I will not be doing that either. So,
Yeah,
I guess I'll lead us off here. Why not? I've already been yapping.
Mr. Anime
May
Guy.
as well just
You're also the
continue.
anime guy of the group, so
Yeah, I've definitely watched the most of the group, so I'll get us started, and then I'll set the bar so low that you guys can easily smash it
fuck
out.
yeah.
So,
I can be half asleep and still do good.
so anime's cool. It's fun. It's fun to watch. I started watching in like 2014, which is way later than most people of my age group. They watch in like high school and stuff.
That's actually
I started
later than I started watching anime.
Yeah,
Which is crazy.
I didn't start watching anime until I was past college, so it's actually kind of weird. I mean, like I watched like one-off things like fucking Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon and stuff like that. Stuff that's like anime, but like doesn't really feel like anime. You know what I mean? No,
I
you probably
mean,
know what I'm talking about. But
No, because both of those are just straight up anime.
Oh, those are just. I think it's just.
Like,
I understand what you mean by like. I think I know what he means by those shows are so ubiquitous and so like everybody watches them that it doesn't feel like anime because it's
yeah.
and
That's
also
because they're
you see them in
popular.
English.
yeah, but that's what he's saying. It's like it doesn't feel like he's watching true anime because it's like me saying it's like someone saying like
I don't really watch TV. I just kind of watch The Office. Yes, The Office is TV, but it's just like that's like your base entry. The thing to watch.
Here's part
I
of it
get what
too.
he's trying to say.
No, here's part of it too.
I'll say
Those-
Ultimate Pokemon, same thing.
Those shows also were, I guess, popular enough or whatever to not be on Toonami. And I think part of me was like, if it was on Toonami, as an anime, that's like a real anime. But if it wasn't on Toonami, it was like, it doesn't feel as much like one.
Yeah, one of like I don't know if you guys had YTV up in the States, but
Like Naruto, I mean, Naruto's on YTV, but
I know what you mean by like Pokemon is not. It is an anime, but it doesn't have that like. Because realistically, if someone went to like an anime thing was like, yeah, I'm a big anime fan, I only watch Pokemon, the general anime community would be like, well, you don't really watch anime.
That's just not true. That's just
I understand that it's not that they are by definition an anime, but this is just like how people view these shows. I understand that, like, I mean, it's just how it is, man. Like, they are by all definitions they are anime, but like
it's the
I
thing
mean,
with
but
people
it's
also
just
who
like
are
it's just
some
like
anime is
technically
different.
by all definitions, Avatar is not an anime. It is a cartoon.
Yeah,
but people will still consider but people will
it's
still
done.
consider it an anime, and it's the same thing.
No, people are very, very against Avatar being called
No,
an anime.
that one people get annoyed about. Actually,
but I understand what he's saying about Pokemon not.
I understand it, but it's just
It's not true, but it's just how it feels, and I understand that.
on the other hand, also when I was a kid, I did also watch Yu-Gi-Oh, which definitely feels more like an anime. But we're gonna brush that one off to the side. But yeah, anywho, anime's cool. There are some shows that are. When I was thinking about my list, I was thinking about like, should I do a show that's like doesn't have to be completely complete or whatever to do it? Because there's shows like Promised Neverland season 1 that only had 1 season and never had any more seasons. That was a really fucking good show. And then I did season 2 and it was one of the worst shows ever. So, you know, it's like, do I count just a single season as being like something that's worth putting on my fucking one of my favorite shows of all time?
I think if by definition, if you're putting show, you have to like look at the whole show.
I was gonna say the way I look at it, brother, is about 5 years, 5, 6. I don't remember. Time's weird now. Until about fucking Game of Thrones season 5, half, maybe 6. I don't remember exactly.
6 was still good. 6 was the last.
That was some of the greatest television of all time, and then they fucking shot it out in the head. So you have to look at the whole show and the whole picture.
You gotta look at the whole egg. You know,
you gotta eat.
You gotta eat your crust if you're having a sandwich. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So on that note, I'm going to immediately break those rules. One of my
Promised Neverland season 1 is my favorite anime.
One of my no, that wasn't going to be the answer. One of my favorite ones that I have on the list for I'd say probably number 3 at least in this case. At least this is the answer for today. My list also flexes based on how I'm feeling for the day.
I mean, mine does.
So
too.
for today, this is going to be my top 3. It could move around a little bit. This is probably one of the ones that would move around. But I have JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 4, Diamond is Unbreakable. The reason why I'd say this is an exception is because each season of JoJo uses completely different characters. They will reference some of the older ones, and sometimes there'll be like one that carries over into it, but they're generally like, you can watch an entire season on its own and like not need to know the other stuff, and you'll get the whole story out of it. You're not gonna be like, well, I missed this part, but I'm not gonna know how this ends well. It's like, no, it's all self-contained or whatever. Specifically season 4 was just a really fun season of the show. They had already established Stans, which was like this Persona-esque like ghost whatever thing that gives them superpowers thing that they had added in the 3rd season of the show. And then the 4th, they really started getting into their groove to understand like how unique they could make the different powers and how the characters would interact with them. And it was just so cool. And unlike the 3rd season as well, where they did like a whole cross the entire world like tour to beat Dio, which is a very iconic villain, it did the opposite, and they just had the entire show in just a single town, and there was like a singular enemy that was a serial killer, but he was like trying to blend in and stuff like that. So it was a little bit of like almost like a mystery where they were trying to find him throughout the show, but they didn't even realize they were looking for him for like half the show. So there's like some fucking around and like learning the different characters about what's going on with them, but then like they slowly realize that this guy's actually a big problem and can change whatever. And then like when they actually come to the climax at the end of the show, the last like 5 or 6 episodes, the way it all fucking comes across is just fucking beautiful. Like I don't want to spoil anything, but it was just so well done, the way they like incorporated his power and stuff like that, and how they had to actually defeat the enemy. And then something about JoJo's in general that for the most part, sometimes they do a little bit of an ass pull, but they generally are like, this is this person's power. They can do this thing. Now they have to figure out how to beat all these enemies using that power. They have to find really creative solutions on how to do it. And it's not just I am now more powerful and I have this new ability. I now win because I feel like it, or my friends believed in me, so I win now. It's like, no, they actually have to like think and be really smart with how they use their abilities, and it's just like it feels like a breath of fresh air compared to a lot of other shows where it's just like an ass pull sometimes where they end up winning. So it's just a very cool, well done show with the way they do it. And then also, you know, JoJo's is a big meme show. There's a shit ton of memes that exist online that just has a bunch of funny moments and stuff like that. And that's always just a fun addition to, you know, while you're watching the show, you see these fun little things. And they go crazy. The art style too is really cool in JoJo. Like it's by, was it David Production, I believe is the name of the company. And they are not afraid to just be like, you know what? These are the colors in the show, but now these are the colors. Like the sky will be blue in one scene, and the next it'll be fucking like yellow and pink or something like that, just for no fucking reason, just to like add effect to the show. And it looks so cool whenever they do this. So that is, that's a really cool, it's a good show. If you guys haven't ever seen JoJo's, I'd recommend. Even though I said even though I said it is self-contained in part 4, I still would say you should, you know, watch the whole show. And I will say first season's a little rough. Like the first arc was just like 8 episodes, but it's not super long. It's only 8 episodes, but it really starts getting going as you go. But JoJo's is a very, very good show. And season 7 just got announced recently, and apparently that's like the best season of manga, or like a manga arc that exists. So I'm hyped for that. Yeah, what do you have, Colin?
I was gonna say JoJo's it's one of those. I think I've watched the first 2 arcs of JoJo's, and because one thing that you said, I was just personally, because you're saying that they're all self-contained, but I'm pretty sure, isn't this second arc the descendant of the people from the first arc?
Yeah,
like, aren't they related?
No. So that is how JoJo's works. It's generally it'll be the next person in the family line. Okay. So like there is, like I said, there's a little bit of relation, and like sometimes they'll take one of the characters and be like they'll be part of the show a little bit. Sometimes more than others, I guess. In part 3, one of the character from part 2 is technically in there the whole time, but he's not like the main character anymore. So they swap up who's the main character. That's never the one from the previous arc. So I guess I explained I explained a little weird, but like you still have. Yeah,
it's just from what I've seen, I was confused.
I guess you can almost like feel a little bit like if you were to watch a Marvel movie, if you were to watch just like the Avengers on its own. You'd be like, okay, this is a cool movie. But if you watch all the ones before it, you'd also be like, oh, I get this reference now. Oh, I see why this is like that. Oh, I understand. It's almost like
it has like a main sort of through line through the entire anime, but like the characters aren't necessarily the through line. Yeah, it's more of like okay. Yeah, okay, that's interesting.
See, I've tried to watch JoJo's probably about at least a dozen times because everyone I know loves JoJo's. I cannot stay awake through JoJo's.
Yeah, no, you've mentioned this before. I know you got really annoyed back in the day too. Where we went to a convention, I don't know, this is like 2018 or something, but you got really pissed off. You're like, I hate all the JoJo's memes and how much this is spammed around, and I just can't stand it. So at the time, you were very against it.
Yes, I was super against it because I had 2 roommates who literally did nothing but make JoJo memes, and like literally you could only communicate via JoJo memes with them because they were just like being little fucking internet rats at the time. I was like, I need a conversation with you, please.
That'll be annoying.
I don't care.
Bryce, that's not a JoJo thing. That's just in general. If people just are stuck on one thing and that's all they talk about, you're just gonna get annoyed with it. So, you know, at the time, and it makes sense. And I know it's not a perfect show or anything. I know there's a lot of people that don't like JoJo because it's like it is a bit out there.
Well,
it's
I've always liked it because I'm a big fan of things that kind of go into hyper stylization where they pick like, this is kind of like the vibe for it, and we're just gonna stick to it. I know JoJo's is very much like it has its own vibe and its own thing, and they're like, we don't fucking care if not everybody likes this. This is what we've decided. Yeah, and I fuck with that. I really like anything. I like most things that are like hyper stylized and live in their own little like world.
Yeah.
I love the memes that JoJo's gives, like the stupid freaking cherry scene or whatever, where they're like, I'm like, what is the point? I was like, who did acid and decided to put this in? Because like, there's no logic to this part, from what I could tell. Like, Josh, feel free to fill me in, but I don't think there's any real reason besides like, the guy was just like, I'm just gonna animate this and I'm bored.
There is a reason for that at that part of the show. They had to show that guy was a little bit weird, a little bit certified freak, you know, 7 days a week, man.
7 days a week.
7 days a week, certified freak.
What ass
one
cherry?
last little quick mini tangent. There's also I think it's Kill la Kill is also another anime that has like a lot of high like paced action and everything. Yeah. Also, like my brain just lags out and I just like lose interest. it's like things are just happening so quickly. I'm like, oh, this feels like Jersey Shore.
That seems,
Like, I like the art.
of all people to say that, I'm surprised that you would be the one that would not be
I
able to say.
understand that. Yes,
yes,
I am basically the crackhead energy of the group most of the time. Yes, I understand. It's just like they're the only two animes I've not been able to stay awake for.
Damn, that's
Like, I've chugged energy drinks, like woken up, chugged energy drinks, sat there and like tried to watch. Cannot get through with the whole season. It's so bad.
Damn.
I've tried watching JoJo standing up, and eventually I'm just like, I'm just gonna lean, and then I'm gonna like start nodding. I'm like, oh god, I can't. Like, it lags my brain. I don't know why.
Damn.
I'm gonna help you out real quick. Don't try to watch it again, because you won't get through it.
Yeah.
I know.
Fair enough.
I know.
If you don't fuck with it, you don't fuck with it. Makes sense. Whatever, man.
Well,
It
it
happens.
was, yeah. It was just like everyone was like, it's like really good. And it's like, all right, I want to like give it a shot. Like, I want to give it a fair shot. And it was like, nope, not happening.
Nah, if you've given it a fair shot and you don't like it, it doesn't matter what the people are gonna say, unless it's like it's going to save your family.
Unless it's on my list.
Bro, they're all dead. It doesn't matter.
You're stupid.
That's true. It's not gonna bring them back.
You're dumb. I've never really gave a shit about JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I tried to watch it a couple times. I had friends show it to me, and I'm like, eh.
Yeah.
Memes are funny though.
Fair enough.
That's
I
about
love
it.
those memes. The memes are good.
Hey Jojo, Disama. And then there's also the meme where
JoJo. The fucking you got to stand and fucking arch your back a million.
I mean, there's that.
Video.
There's that. There's the fucking Jojo. Like, is it Jojo sipping on tea and then he goes to beat up the guys with the?
That's season 5. That's a good fucking meme.
Good meme. There's the fucking the cheese out the line. When my
That was the
what is it?
wait, sorry, what the cheese what?
It's like he's like crying, and it's like a meme where it's like when what do you call cheese pizza or some shit or not, or when somebody steals your cheese pizza, I don't know, and then fucking he's like screaming like cheese, I don't know, fucking it's a random fucking
I
meme.
think I remember this. I think is that like the past episode though, or was it pizza? I think both those are from the same season. I believe they're both from season 5. Also, season 5's just theme song was a meme for a long time. The Giarno's theme, the dun dun da da dun 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 dun. That was a huge meme.
That sounds like a Smash Bros. Song, not gonna lie.
If you don't get it, yeah, you've heard it.
Yeah.
But
I know exactly what you're talking about.
that was a big meme as well from that season. But yeah, fun
Yeah.
show. That's
Speed music.
that's JoJo. So anyway,
That's JoJo's, baby.
that is one. My next one, speaking of one and counting, this goes perfectly into it. My next show, and this one might not move off the list, is Mob Psycho 100. So, this one, if you have not seen Mob Psycho 100, is made by the same studio that did... Anyway, guys, so on to my next one, part 2. My second favorite show, gotta be Mob Psycho 100. So made by the same people that did One Punch Man, but it is like it was written by the same people, but it was not animated by the same people. If anyone thought that, what's wrong with
That'd
them?
be crazy.
That'd be crazy if you thought that. Now this is by
wild.
Bones, the same people that does My Hero Academia, and then they didn't, and then now they're doing it again. But anyway, this show is just like so fucking good. So unlike One Punch Man, it is not just a complete like joke the whole time. And the main character is still OP in this show, but it's just so much more serious, and they're trying to like it's not just he's an overpowered person and we're having fun jokes, but we're also just kicking ass and whatever. It's more so him going through his life, and you're the main character, Mob is his name, and it's just like him becoming a better person is what he's trying to do by the end of the show. He's the super overpowered guy that has telekinesis that can just fucking like one-shot anyone, like I said, similar to One Punch Man, but he doesn't care. He just wants to be a better like actual person. He wants to be able to like early in the show he joins a body improvement club because he just wants to be able to like impress girls and stuff like that. And he gets mixed up with this character. His name is Reagan, who's the best character in the show.
Ronald?
And, no, I don't think does he even have his on the name? It's just Reagan. Anyway, he's a con artist, and his thing is that he exercises ghosts. But he doesn't actually exercise ghosts. He just like does all this goofy shit, and he like throws salt at them, and it makes people think that he knows how to exercise ghosts, but he doesn't. And then he ends up like twisting Mob up into his little scheme, and then Mob can actually exercise these ghosts that are real because he's got these psychic powers and he can just fuck them up. So he's just like twisted him up into the scheme, and you're like, oh man, I feel bad for Mob because he's getting taken advantage of. But then as the show goes on, both of them develop and they become either less of a piece of shit or they just like become better characters. And it's just there's a bunch of really cool fighting and action scenes and stuff, but there's a lot of just a really raw emotion that happens in the show, and it's just beautiful, man. It's such a fucking good show. And that, unlike the other show, it is a completed show. There are 3 seasons of it, so there's like 35 episodes, so it's not too long to finish if you ever watch it. And it's just got such a cool fucking vibe for the entire show. The animation style is amazing, and it's great. It's a great show. Has any of you guys seen the show?
Yeah, I've seen it.
The whole show?
My personal experience, yes. My personal experience with the show was a little weird because I got told about it, and so I went to go start watching it, and I think it is like the first season is called Mob Psycho, and then the second season is called Mob Psycho 100. And I didn't know that, so I watched the second season, and then I ended up watching the first season.
Oh.
And I was so confused. I was like, wait, what? Because there was characters that I knew about that weren't in the show anymore, and then and then I finally realized what happened, and I just rewatched it normally. And it is really good, but yeah, starting off like that confused the absolute fuck out of me. I was like, what's happening in this fucking show?
I did that in Tokyo
Turns out,
Ghoul.
Turns out, guys, if you start a show on season 2, you will be confused.
Wow.
So
that's like when I was a kid, my mom went out of town and she came back. She's like, yo, there's this cool new book series called Harry Potter. I got you the book. And we're reading, and we're like a few chapters in, we're really confused. And it says, oh, hey, it says it's book 2 on the side of this. It says this is Chamber of Secrets. This what happened in the first book? And she's like, oh. So you probably had a similar experience.
Yeah, it was very confusing, but I do really like the show. It is really good.
The ending for season 1 is pretty hilarious. I do enjoy how season 1 like finished this out. It's so funny. I was like, because you're the one who got me to watch it. You're like, hey, you should watch this. It's a little weird, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the only context I had. I was like, I mean, a little weird from Josh is a wide spectrum of a little weird. There's a few other animes that we've watched that were like a little like, you're like, hey, this is a little weird. Just watch the opening first and tell me if you like it. I think you know which anime I'm talking about, Josh, because we got.
It better not be on your top. I'm just saying, this shit better not be on your list. I see some fucking domestic girlfriend coming up. I swear to God, if you say that's in your fucking top.
Nah, mine's Interspecies Reviewers, man.
All right, no, that was a that's a classic. Anyway,
but yeah, it was just like last time, like I got a lot of things that were like, oh, this is a weird, but you should watch it. I was like, that's an interesting spectrum. A weird category as a tag from Josh. Generally means it's good, but it's gonna be weird.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Damn, that was a big yawn, man.
Big yawn.
big Yanni boy.
He's an EP boy.
You got any fucking thoughts on Mob Psycho? Did you ever watch it or hear about it?
Absolutely not.
None? It's a good show. All right.
It is a good show.
Start watching it while we're doing the podcast.
Yeah, he's watching on 100 times speed. He's actually already watched the whole show.
Can I make a guess on your third one with no prior knowledge of anything?
You could probably get it, but go ahead.
I was gonna say Free Run.
Oh, okay, good guess.
Okay,
it's not that.
That was my guess.
Okay, Josh. That was
my only guess.
Oh, it was? Okay.
Yeah, that was made by Madhouse. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yes, yeah, that one was obviously.
Yeah,
everyone knows. Everyone knows what Madhouse has made and what they haven't.
Yeah, everyone knows exactly what Madhouse.
Yeah, definitely. We haven't already had one episode. Look for the bloopers on Patreon, everyone.
We don't have a Patreon.
Yeah, we also don't have T-shirts, but here we are. So, the last one, and probably my favorite, and this one I don't think is going to move anytime soon, and has been there for a very long time, is Spice and Wolf. Is my favorite show.
Oh yeah, I should have guessed that.
I'm surprised you guys didn't guess that. I've had that as my icon for stuff forever. I'm that weird guy that has an anime waifu as their fucking stuff on.
Yeah,
Steam
imagine having an anime waifu as your picture, like Kagome or something. That'd be fucking cringe.
But yeah, Spice and Wolf is a show that takes place in medieval times, and it is relatively realistic, with the exception of the main character. One of the main characters is a wolf deity sort of character that is like the god of the harvest sort of thing, where they bring good luck and they transform back and forth between a wolf and a wolf girl, basically. And then there are also other characters in the show that have that kind of stuff. So there's like the most unrealistic thing, I guess, is like there are gods in the world that are sometimes like in the real world, but they don't do like crazy like acts of like destroying cities and shit. They're kind of just like other people that exist there. But anyway,
Like, what if God was one of us, just a stranger on the bus? Type
exactly.
thing?
You get it. So anyway, the show, it's all about. Lucas love this. It's about economics. That's what the show's about. It is a romance show between the two characters, which is Holo is the main girl, which is the wolf girl, and Lawrence, and he's
It's
just
not between Spice and Wolf.
no, but they do mention they
Okay.
actually they do have a roll credits moment at one point in the show. But yeah, the show's just about these two characters. Lawrence is a traveling merchant. He is going across the land, just buying shit in one city and sells them to another city. And he stumbles across this girl at one point, somehow ends up having him or her in his cart, and she ends up saying, "Hey, I haven't seen my family in hundreds, thousands of years or whatever. I want to go back to the north and see them." And he's like, "I bet." So he throws her on the cart, and yeah, the show's just about them traveling to different cities and just having fun, and just it's just a journey show basically. It's not about the destination, it's just the journey. They just go from place to place. It's a lot slower pace than some other shows. It's a slice of life / romance and a little bit of action here and there, but that's not really like the main focus. And they have, so far, the show is like, all the arcs are like 6 episodes, and then each season is 12, so you get 2 arcs per season, and they just self-contained. Here's the stuff. Here's some random problem that comes up, like, oh no, we ran out of money because we fucking spent it all on gambling. How are we going to solve this problem? That's not one of the actual problems, but it's like, that's the kind of thing. They have some weird thing to do with economics, and they have to solve it. That sounds really fucking boring, but in actuality, it's just a really fucking good show. The romance is super awesome. Fun. It doesn't feel like some dumb little kid shit where they're like, ooh, they're not even gonna hold hands or anything like that. But it just feels like a fun, playful, relationship with each other. And they're both adults in the show. It's nice just watching shows sometimes that there's just adults and not just kids like most anime.
I mean, lore-wise, she's 6,000 years old. But...
something like that, yeah. But I mean, even not lore-wise, she's supposed to be like 20 something or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that show, fucking great show. The best part about it is that they just this last year started doing a remake of the show. So they have that going right now. Well, they just had the first season of that end, so they did basically this rehashing of the same stuff in the original season. So it wasn't like super like, wow, this is amazing, because I've already seen most of the stuff. But they did add one of the books that they had skipped in the original of that, so that was cool. They did that, and their plan is they're actually going to fully adapt the show, because that was the worst part about the original. They only had 2 seasons of the show, and then they just stopped. But now they're actually planning on adapting the entire fucking show. So when that's completely fucking done, I'm hoping it's just going to be magnificent. And just
that's going to be sick.
They have like a teaser at the beginning of the show where it's just like, oh, okay, you guys are actually planning on doing the whole show. It's literally in the first fucking scene, but it's like, oh, okay, good. So yeah, that's my 3 shows.
Solid top three.
Have you guys watched Spice and Wolf before? That one's a little more of an out there one.
Nope.
No,
I have not watched it.
It's not weird. It's
I know
just
you've
like,
talked about it.
it's just not
Yeah,
like
you've talked about it
super
many,
popular.
many times.
Yeah.
So
the only
I
thing
should
know about
probably
it
get
is
around to
that
watching it.
the figurine that you've been looking for forever. That
Yeah, I just like
I don't know if you ever got one.
yeah, years ago I wanted to get a Holo figure, but I just wanted to get one where she had her clothes on, and every fucking figurine is her naked, just because like she doesn't like look super sexy or anything with her out. It's just like that's just part of her character. She's supposed to be like part wolf. So she's like, I don't wear clothes. Like that's not a thing. I guess you humans want me to wear clothes. So, but every fucking figurine has her naked, and the ones that don't didn't exist at conventions, so I couldn't find any. So it's just really annoying.
It's like my one of my friends. He's currently looking. He's trying to fill out all the straw hats for figures, and he's like, yeah, it's really hard to find either a Nami or a Boa Hancock where it's not just tits. He's like, it's really hard.
Yeah.
And that's just how
I don't know. I feel like I feel like you can definitely find Boa and Nami with it's not just tits, but it's also just the fact of like that's just how they were designed. Like Boa specifically, it's like
yes,
yeah, her tits are out in every outfit. There is no really.
Yeah, that's just how
Boa does not have. I don't even fucking watch One Piece. I just go to card stores, and now that there's a One Piece card shop, fucking. Those cards are just everywhere.
Yeah.
Also, my brother-in-law and sister love One Piece, so I through proxy I experienced it through them.
Yeah, I am currently at Skypiea in One Piece, which is like episode 200 or something.
Something around there, yeah.
Far
You're in the
away from
tutorial
being
still.
cleared up. I am watching it the smart way through One Piece though, so I'm cutting out a lot.
Of the garbage, yeah.
Just fuck watching 1100 episodes.
Yeah, imagine doing that.
Speaking
I
of
think it's like
speaking of
12,000 or 1,200.
speaking
sorry.
of speaking of garbage amount of fillers though, one of my favorite animes of all time.
Oh shit, are we
Yeah.
going to move on to you?
Yes,
Are
sir.
you next?
Yeah.
All right,
Yes,
Callum,
sir.
Yeah,
take,
I'm
it,
next.
take it away.
Yeah. Speaking of fuck tons of filler, you guys ever heard of Naruto? This is probably my number 2 on my list.
Yeah.
Also, just talking about figures, we got Zabuza, right? We got Zabuza, fucking lit. We got
Bring him back. I was too busy dabbing.
No,
Zabuza?
no, he said Zabuza, not Zabuza. Stop it.
we got Orochimaru.
Shit.
Thank you, boy.
You can spoil it for me.
And-
Did fucking Zabuza come back?
Doki's gone.
Bro, you like a character that was only in like 5 episodes?
Yeah, bro. His
he does-
character. What are you talking about? His character.
He
arc
does
with
technically
Aku is
come
fucking
back
insane.
for 2 episodes. Cal.
Okay, yes, but not actually. I know what he was asking, and I answered the right way. No, the character arc between Zabuza and Haku and that early scene, that was like literally that arc is what hooked me onto Naruto, because I think it's like 16 or 17 episodes into the show, and I'm like, I watch this and I'm getting genuine emotional reactions from this, and I'm like, oh, this stupid dumb shonen actually gonna make me feel some shit. Like, what the fuck is this? So that's like actually what hooked me onto it. So yes, Zabuza is one of my favorite characters in the show.
Oh yeah.
Naruto's, I mean, it's one of the big 3. So like, I don't know. I don't need to intro Naruto that much. Also, another obvious fact that I like Naruto is this bad boy right here. Little Sharingan tattoo for the boys. Yeah, I mean, it's a classic show. I fucking love it. Yes, you know, classic argument is Naruto it is 42% filler, which is insane. But my comeback to that is when they were doing the original Naruto. There is a it's a 76 episode filler arc where they caught up to the manga, and they just had but they were doing weekly releases, so they just kept releasing stuff. But they were waiting for the manga
That's
to
a year and a half.
And you want to know what the
Holy fuck.
actual crazy part about it is it goes through the 76 episode filler arc, and then there is the final episode of the series, and then it ends.
What?
It's because they were waiting for Shippuden to get far enough ahead that then when they started doing Shippuden, they could just do Shippuden all out. So they just waited for like a year.
That's
and
fucking
didn't make
hilarious.
it.
But I will say some of my favorite episodes are filler.
Of
episodes.
course.
One of the greatest episodes of all time. It is called "Gotta See, Gotta Know." Kakashi Sensei's True Face. It is episode 101 if anybody wants to watch it. But it is an entire episode where Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura are trying to figure out what Kakashi looks like and trying to see what's underneath his mask. And the whole time they're just he's just dodging them. He's reading his little love book that he has, and he's just, dodging them, trying to pull his mask off. Episode ends. He finally takes his mask off. You want to know what's underneath the mask?
We go, Master Chief.
It's another fucking mask, bitch. And that's how the episode ends. Also, a secondary, it's actually the first episode in that long arc of filler. One of the greatest fights in the entirety of the show. It is the Killer Bee versus Sasuke fight. It's technically not a canon fight, but my god, do they fucking cook with it. Killer Bee has these two swords, two big swords. They have like a little circle in the middle, and there's a scene where he's swinging it around, and Sasuke lands from the air and stabs his sword through the hole of his sword and stops him from swinging. It's just fucking lit. Technically, it's not canon, but I don't give a fuck.
That's cool.
I'll watch it. Naruto, like I said, yeah, there's not really much I need to say about Naruto. It's one of the GOATs. It's one of the big 3 of all time. I love it. I watched all of Naruto 3 times total. We'll probably watch it again at some point. 10 out of 10. Would recommend to everyone who likes shonen, because it is just, in my opinion, one of the best shonens out there. It's got some killer music, some of the best intros to anime that I like. Bluebird, Fighting Dreamers, sick. It is a little long. It is, I think, total is 636 episodes. I think it's 200 and something in original Naruto, and then 400 or whatever in Shippuden, it is a lot. But and then the only downside
to all of
Only one.
Naruto is the fact that Boruto exists. And
What? What's wrong with Naruto's
You don't
son,
like the
huh?
direct parallel copy
It's just-
pasta?
it's just not good, man. It's just weird and doesn't you can't not like I always say Boruto as a standalone anime is really good, but you can never watch that and not compare it to Naruto, and it will just never hold up to what Naruto was. There are some cool moments in Boruto though where you see like future Naruto and future Sasuke like going fucking crazy, which is pretty cool.
Do they ever
But
fuck?
obviously the show is not revolved around them anymore, so
Do they?
sad, boys.
Exactly.
Big sad.
Finally, one of the animes mentioned that I've watched already.
True. Well, I don't think you've seen all of it.
No, absolutely.
Yeah,
I love Naruto. I will stand Naruto till the day I die.
I actually opened up Netflix. That's where I was watching it on. I am at episode 31.
So you're either in Chunin exams, man?
I'm in the middle of the Chunin exams, and I literally
Stop at the best arc.
I literally
This-
stopped in the middle of a fucking sick fight, and I was like, "Yeah,
what,
that's
what fight is it? What fight is it?
They're fighting Ochimaru and his snake and shit. I
Okay,
just
okay,
straight
yeah,
up
that's
fucking just stopped watching.
There's some loser that has
Unironically, one
like
of the greatest
has like
arcs.
fucking training weights on. I was like, I can't be bothered to watch this, and I just stopped watching right after.
No,
Bro, you
that-
take
that-
Rock Lee's name out of your fucking mouth, dog. Okay,
Yeah,
you don't
that's-
speak about the goat like that.
No, that's what I thought Rylan was gonna say. I didn't
sorry,
say that.
That's what I was hoping he was gonna say, and I was gonna lose my shit.
No.
The Rocky scene is like my favorite scene from all Naruto, though. The weight drop scene.
Yeah, it is like one of the most iconic. It's also just like one of the most iconic anime scenes. Of
I
all
do
time.
remember when I watched it as a kid that that was there. No.
Super hype.
I have seen a total of like a quarter of an episode of Naruto ever in my life.
This is
I saw
Yeah.
one time where I think it was
do hate you for
Kakashi,
it, but-
the guy you're talking about, the mask. He was standing in a river and he was doing the hand symbol thing, and then that was it. That's all I've
That
seen.
is.
I actually think I know what fight that could have been,
That's the Zabuza fight when he's doing Water Dragon.
or it could be the Kasami fight. You fucking dumbass.
I don't know.
Yeah, but if he hasn't watched the whole lot, then we're gonna assume it's the beginning.
I mean, he said he watched a quarter of an episode. It could have been a quarter of any episode within the show. It doesn't necessarily need to be in the beginning.
It was when I was a
Yeah,
kid, so it
yeah.
probably wasn't shipping, and that's the only thing I would
Okay.
say.
So it might have been. So then it's probably this opposite fight, which is a great fight, great arc. First time the show really hits you like with a gut punch of emotion, which, that got me to watch it.
What's up, Rylan?
And now,
Oh,
My
let-
next
let- let-
anime.
Rylan had something else.
Okay.
Let him finish it.
go ahead, Rylan.
No, I'm.
Oh, I thought you had something else you want to say. Never mind. Go ahead.
My next anime, which is by far my number one anime of all time. I've already talked about this anime on this show. It is Samurai Champloo.
Oh wow, what?
Yeah,
no
I know,
way,
right?
man.
I mean, I've talked about it before. I love the art style. I love like the vibe the show gives, because it doesn't really follow the normal conventions of like an anime storyline. And like the main reason for that is the guy who wrote for the anime, his name is Shinji Obara. That was his first time ever working on an anime series. Like he had never done anime before. And another thing that I thought was really cool about it is what's the guy's name? Watanabe, I think is his name.
Watanabe?
The guy who's
Ken Watanabe?
maybe, I don't know. But he had already had previous known success in the West with his shows. So when they were making Samurai Champloo, they actually like had that in mind, and that's why they're in the show. There's like a lot of overt Western references in the show, because they knew the show would be big outside of Japan. And they even had like the music. I talked about it on the New Jobbies episode, but like totally the music was composed by a guy named Shinji Chushida, which I like his music. They got Fat John, which is an American artist, and then Nujabes and Force of Nature were like the main collaborative composers for the show. But it's just something about like the vibe each character. You got Mugen, he has that like don't give a fuck mentality of like the way he carries himself, the way he fights. He like break dances as he fights. He's all about style over substance, and then you have the counterpart of that, which is Jin, who's all technique and like a perfect samurai. And then you have Fu, who's just a fuck up and just like it's just a great trio of characters. It's short. It's 26 episodes long. It's not a big commitment to watch it, but it just like
lives in its own pocket in style and stuff. Also, crazy fact about Samurai Champloo that not a lot of people know about. Did you know that Samurai Champloo and Cowboy Bebop are in the same fictional universe?
No, I didn't know that
Bro,
part.
I didn't even know what the first one you're talking about is.
I know it's got very similar vibes to that. Like it can't, like
It's done. I mean, it's written by the same people.
I know you're saying it's like super unique, and it is unique, but it has a lot. It feels like a lot of shows around that time had that cool like. They felt really cool. Like that's what I'm saying. Like the show were like,
yeah,
they had these like vibes where they're just like, yeah, we're not like
Yo,
we're not like
what's
the
up?
normal
Yeah.
anime or whatever.
Yeah.
But there's no fucking kids in school here. We're in a fucking well, not medieval. This is like a Toa era fucking Japan or whatever.
Yeah, it's like when gunpowder is starting invented. But yeah, no, actually, like fictional universe, Samurai Champloo is in the same universe as Cowboy Bebop.
That's cool. Is
And
this
then
some
also
JK
just-
Rowling shit where we just decide to retcon stuff afterwards?
No, like the creators have said it.
Okay,
Like,
okay,
it's,
just
it's
making-
the same
just
guy
making
who
sure.
wrote both, and also just to has nothing to do with my favorite anime, but I'm currently watching anime right now. It's called Lazarus. It is set
Ooh.
30 years before Cowboy Bebop, so it's also in the same universe. Very good.
Ooh.
I think
Haven't
there's
heard that
been
one.
3 episodes out so far. Yeah, it's really,
Oh, is
really
it
good.
currently
It's
airing?
done by yeah.
Oh.
Do you want to know who is animating it? Mappa.
Madhouse.
Mappa.
Oh.
It is Mappa,
Uh-oh. Get them out.
and it has the
Let them see-
exact
let
same.
us see their families, please.
It has the same vibe as like Cowboy Bebop, but it's very modern. It's really cool. I like it. But yeah, Samurai Champloo,
Nice.
definitely my #1 anime of all time.
Hell yeah.
Have watched it probably 8 or 9 times in total. Will definitely watch it again. But yeah, I fucking love that anime, man.
Yeah, I've seen it as well. It's a really good show. It's not my favorite of all time, but it's definitely of between that and Cowboy Bebop, which I said were like they're always usually you hear one, you hear the other
Yeah.
one. This one I definitely like more over Cowboy Bebop. Cowboy Bebop
Yeah.
had some cool scenes, but it felt like there was a lot of filler in it. This one seems like it's got a little more like it does feel a little fillery, but it seems like they're always trying to push towards the goal in
Yes,
Cowboy
they
Bebop.
are.
Or sorry, in Samurai Champloo.
In Champloo, yeah.
Yeah.
My favorite episode of Champloo, though, is the episode where they find the opium field and accidentally burn it down, and then they're just really high for the whole episode.
Yeah, you would like that one.
They fucking pulled a fucking Far Cry 3 on them? God
They
damn.
did. They did it before Far Cry 3 even came out.
Nope.
I wanted to quote anything
Samurai
that what's his
Champloo
name
came out in
says, but I can't
2004,
remember
I
a single
believe.
fucking thing that what's the evil guy in that fucking game.
Vago, whatever his name is. Yeah.
I never finished.
And
three.
then
This one, I would give you guys $1,000 if you could guess my third anime.
Can you give me a genre? Shonen.
Okay.
If it's shonen.
It's
fucked.
not. No. Okay. I'll give you a hint. It's not a
Ooh.
shonen. It is not a shonen.
Hunter x
me,
Hunter.
big shonen guy.
That's a okay.
Lucas, can you leave the call, please?
What?
That was your guess, by the way. You don't have another guess.
Yeah, that was my actual
motherfucker's
guess.
guess.
I said it
I'm
is
being
not
serious.
a. It is not a shonen.
I'm just being a shitter.
I know. That's why. That's why I said that's your guess, and we're moving on. Josh, what do you think?
I don't know. If you say Love Live, I'm gonna,
Yeah,
lose,
how about
I'm
this?
gonna lose my shit.
How about you? You can guess what genre it is. Do you think?
Is it gonna be seinen then? Okay.
It is.
It's high school boy, whatever.
Yeah,
high
it is
school-
a
a daily life
quaint
high
little
school
slice
boys.
of life show.
Holy
Daily
shit!
lives of high
Wait a minute.
school
Yeah, I
boys.
did know that. Wait a minute. Okay, where's my $1,000,
I love
brother?
it. No, you know, because your first guess was the other one.
Oh no, that's whatever. That's fine. Now I get it.
But yeah, it's just a little slice of life anime. I think it's only like 12 episodes long, and it is literally just I think it's 4 high school boyfriends, and it's just them doing the dumb shit you did as a high schooler. Like there's an episode where they're hanging out at home and they dare the other guy to try on his sister's skirt, whatever. They go and they get it, and like the sister comes home and they're all fucking freaking out. It's just funny. It's hilarious. It's a nice like easy show to watch. And I'm pretty sure they do the same. I call it the SpongeBob formula, where it is 2 episodes per episode.
Oh, okay,
You have
yeah.
like a
Oh yeah,
And
that's what
they're all self-contained. Like you could just pop in, watch an episode. It'll be funny. There's no story throughout the show. There's no big thing. It's just so fucking funny. I would honestly recommend anyone to watch it. It's hilarious.
I've never seen it, but I think I saw a clip of one of the scenes come up earlier, like a week or so ago on this. You'll let me know if it's the show or not. There's this girl that's on like a subway train or a train, and she's trying to like she'll like sit down next to a guy, and then she'll like try to like turn the guy on or whatever, and as soon as they like look at her, she's like, oh, how dare you look at me, and like walks to a different part of the train. And she does this like 4 or 5 times, and then I think one of the characters from the actual show she does the same thing, and he's just like walks the fuck away from her. It's like I can't give I can't be fucked to look at her, and then she keeps trying to like get him to look at him over and over and over again, and then eventually he just like gets off the train or something like that, and she like loses her shit. She's like, how dare he not look at me? But like there's no actual dialogue that happens. It's just like some joke bullshit that happens the whole time.
I don't know if that was Daily. I know there's a scene of Daily Lives High School where there's one of the characters. He's like on like it's like a hill they're sitting on, like in front of a lake, and you can see like it's like the nice animation. You see like the wind rolling through the hills, and he's sitting there, and there's like a girl walking up behind him, and he goes full like serious man. He's like, it's like, I must tell this woman that my love burns for her like 1,000 suns, and it's just like that super intense. And then he goes talk to her. He's just like, oh, hi, how's it going? It's just, I don't know. I love it. It's a short one. It's an easy one to digest. It's just fucking hilarious.
I feel like I should have watched this.
My
By
top
now.
three.
I've heard about this show so many times.
Yeah. I mean, I had so many other shows I wanted to put in here, like Inuyasha and Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood and fucking another one. Parasite the Maxim was almost made it on this list. I really
Ooh.
like that one. Yeah. Very well done.
That's a good show.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Parasite bothered me the first time I like watched an episode. I was like, ooh, I don't know how I feel about this. I don't like.
It's weird.
I
You
don't
gotta
know
get
if I
into
like
it.
this or not. Yeah, I definitely had to watch more episodes, but at first I was like, I have heebie-jeebies. I don't think.
Best scene from Parasite the Maxim is when the guy who has the parasite in him, that is like the bodybuilder and just always smiling. He's like, I can even pick. He's in a white tank top. It's just red shorts on, and he just like walks up all smiley to like a Yakuza like hideout, and they're like, hey man, you can't come in here. This is and then he just takes their head and explodes it on the wall, goes in and just murders everyone because the parasite just wanted to see how strong he was.
Yeah.
But it's just like smiling guy, just like explosion of head. You're just like, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah, dude, the
here?
show's crazy. I always
I think
liked.
there's a live action remake of it. Which
I never
don't know if
watched it.
I don't know if it was any good,
I've heard
but-
nothing about it, so it was probably average. That's usually how that means.
Yeah.
My favorite part of the show, I watched this with Billy, and every time the outro for the show was like the most chill like song ever. It was so contrast to what was happening in the show, and it was just so funny every time it came on. There was one episode specifically where this dude gets like a rock thrown at him, and then it explodes because the rock like hits him, and it's like you're like, whoa, that was crazy, and then immediately goes into da 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 da, and you're like, what? It's such a fucking 180. This fun, man. Yeah, that's a good show.
Those are my top three.
Nice.
I'd say a solid top three. You got a classic in Naruto, my personal pick in Champloo, and then the wild card.
Okay.
The wild card region.
What do you
Riley,
who
you want to give yours?
Riley, you wanna go next?
You're going next, Lucas.
All right, Lucas.
Oh,
What
I'll
do
go
you
next. Oh boy.
what do you got,
Okay.
baby?
Sir.
All right. So
Am I gonna be
have a
disappointed in your
weird
family
mixture.
after I hear these?
Why you gotta do that to me?
What? Okay.
Yeah, do that to
I'm
me.
just wondering.
So what I got here is, for me, I have a few shout outs first.
Sure.
We're gonna go
Okay.
touch on the Madhouse topic real quick.
Hmm?
No game, no life. I want my season 2. Go make
Preach.
my season 2.
It's never
I know there's
happening.
all this other crap. Go make my season 2.
It's never happening, but
Never
please, brother.
happening. Never happening.
I know it'll never happen, but if I get my season 2, that would be awesome. Please.
Also, all my praying
It's
for
my
new
top
anime,
three.
all my praying for old animes to come back has already been fulfilled because they're redoing Soul Eater,
Dude.
and I can't wish for anything else. After
Mine
that.
was too. They're literally making Spice Wolf. I can't believe
Yeah.
it. I can't believe it.
So pick a better one, Lucas. I don't know. We picked ones that actually
Pick
got
one that
remade.
actually got
Fucking
remade.
idiot.
Loser.
Fucking idiot.
Wow.
Loser. This
Fucking
guy doesn't even get to watch anime because it doesn't exist, but you're a loser because of that.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna do the insert editor. Put the watch mojo number 3 here. My number 3 pick is Rent a Girlfriend.
No.
It's
way.
a weird,
No, he did not actually put that on.
cringy.
No, you
yes,
did
I
not.
did. I did put that on there.
No, you
yes.
did not put Rent a
It's
Girlfriend on
weird
there.
and cringy, but it has some nice little wholesome moments, which are nice to break the cringe. It's
Is
one of
Lucas
those ones
the
I
reason
watch.
the anime community looks bad? Is he part of the problem?
I don't know, maybe.
Real fast, this
But
is not
like,
the show I was
like-
talking about. That was Domestic Girlfriend. This is a different show, in case you're wondering.
Yeah,
but
different
still.
show. It's weirdly also like going off of your thing, Josh. Everyone in the show is in college for the most part. I think there's one character who's in high school, but everyone's in college for the most part, which is better when you're watching a rom-com, because watching a rom-com when they're all high school students is a little it's
Illegal?
different when they're older. Yeah, basically, yeah. But then we have our own host club, but that's a whole different thing. Not on my list, by the way.
If that was good. If that was on your list, I'm actually leaving the podcast forever.
Wait, hold on, editor. Put it on as number 3. No, so that's what I have for my number 3. It just has like some good wholesome moments. Like it's basically the whole premise of the show is there's this guy who's just like an average dude. He's like a C- student on a good day, and his grandma's in the hospital. He just wants his grandma happy, so then he does like the whole rent a girlfriend thing so that he cannot feel lonely for once and make his grandma happy. And then his grandma likes the lady.
That, by the way, what's the rent a girl? How does that work?
Yeah, so he basically rents. He does the spiritual equivalent of renting an Uber, but it's a girlfriend. There's no spicy time involved. Ideally with it, it's just like have pretty girl with good time. He used her as a stand-in for a girlfriend because he thought grandma was gonna die and grandma wanted to see him have a significant other. And then it escalates from there in stereotypical anime fashion, where it immediately becomes a dumpster fire. And I love every second of it. And I'm like, yeah, dumpster fire. How are you going to do this? Oh, that's a bad decision. That's going to get worse. I love this. This is awesome to watch something crash and burn. And then just the occasional wholesome moments in there as well. So enjoy it. It's good. It's a weird bit. It is a very weird anime. The main character does have his weird cringy moments. But like I think every anime does at this point where there's just a weird cringy moment. He's not always cringy.
No, believe it.
The biggest problem with the show is the main character. He's just like,
yeah, I know.
You just hate him. He sucks. He never gets better, and he's just like annoying as
he gets better a little bit throughout the show, but
he sucks the whole
very
show.
He gets slightly better. He doesn't have like, this is my revenge arc where now I'm like jacked and I managed to like fix whatever the problem is, and now I'm no longer an asshole. Like a little bit better.
No, he doesn't get better. It sucks because all the other girls are like actually okay, except for the blonde girl, are usually like pretty fucking good in the show. But then there's him, and he's just like, I don't want any of them to be with him because he sucks. I wish the main character was better. He's the part that ruins the show. It's not a terrible show, but damn, it's really hard to watch.
When your MC is the worst character, it's tough.
It's hard to watch him specifically. So
that's my call. That's my shout out for spot number 3, and then my actual number 3 pick.
Oh wait,
that wasn't even on the list.
Oh, what?
No. Rent a girlfriend is number 3. I'm just saying, like, my no game no life is my shout out.
So much. Oh my god,
you already said that.
You fucking baited the shit out of me.
No, I'm just making bait. So number 2.
Oh, that was your number. Wait, what the fuck? It was your number 3 now. All right, you.
What the?
I said do the Watch Mojo number 3 across the thing. Anyways,
whatever. Okay, what's number 3? Go on to the next
tape editor. Anyways.
Jesus Christ.
Number 2.
So number two on Watch Mojo. So here I had a difficult choice. I had to pick in between Food Wars and Hunter x Hunter. We're going with Hunter x Hunter. It's a really good show.
The community don't like it a lot better for saying that. Dude, they're like the same show, guys.
I've never heard of Hunter x Hunter. What's that?
Hey, you want to go grab one of your little things? Because I do say Hunter x Hunter. It's Bite Me. It's what my buddies called it, and I called it that for like 5 years before someone corrected me. Hunter, whatever.
Well, to be fair, they never say it in the show, so
it's true. Yeah, Hunter x Hunter, whatever you want to call it. Sweet little innocent kid named
Which
Gong.
one? Sorry, which one too? The original one or the remake?
I like both of them. Okay. That's the problem, and they're pretty close to each other. So like, I watched the original, and then they remade it, and then I was really happy that they remade it. So I got my reboot long before you guys got your reboots, I guess, so to speak. Yeah, I would say that's why I guess that Callum has it, because he has Killua stuff. I have some Killua cards, which are really cool. From Union Arena, really cool. But it's a weird bit where basically you can go through and you can get a certified license that you're just a badass and you can do whatever you want and ignore all of the world's laws, more or less, if you can pass this Hunter exam. I know, shocking. Hunter x Hunter is about the hunters and the Hunter exam. Crazy.
Wow.
And it's about this little kid named Gong, and he makes some friends along the way. And some of his friends are like normal people, and some of them are slightly psychopathic or sociopathic. And it's a great show. And the show goes on and on and on. And they find themselves in some weird situations. And then you find out that Gong's dad is like basically a certified badass in every way, shape, and form. And it's hilarious. And that's kind of like how it rounds out. There's supposed to be more.
Yeah, that show isn't actually done yet.
No, that show is far from done.
To come out eventually, but I've also been hearing that for like several years, so you never know.
That's one of the shows on permanent hiatus.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
It
It did have a,
is-
it
it
did
is
have a
secretly
decent.
dead.
Luckily, it had a decent ending point where it's at. Like it's
Yes.
fine where it ended.
Yes.
It felt
Yes.
like if it did end there, it is a little like, well, I wish we would have learned more, but it feels like an ending point because Gon goes through his. I mean, essentially the show's about how Gon is a child and they're trying to protect his innocence, and then he gets his innocence broken, and that's when he fucking freaks the fuck out and literally in the show turns into an adult with his nin power and like. So it's kind of it does feel like the ending arc of the
And that
show,
scene
but
is
there was supposed to be
fucking
more.
sick, by the way. Oh
It's
my
so cool.
god!
But
Yes.
I mean, I think it's
And the
cool
anime
'cause
figurines for
it's
that
essentially
part
the-
specifically are hilarious.
Well, it's essentially like it's showing his downfall. He's no longer a child anymore. His innocence has been broken, and he has to actually see the real world for what it is, which is pretty fucking cool
Yeah.
if you ask me.
Yeah, and then like once he sees it, you there are certain scenes where you're like, oh, he's having a psychotic episode and he's going to fucking kill something.
Mhm.
And it's like, oh, I gotta get my popcorn for this because someone's about to get their ass beat. So I enjoy that show. You basically, we have a wide spectrum so far in what I've talked about with anime. So then my last pick
Hold on.
is.
I want to talk about. I want to talk about Hunter.
Oh,
Hunter.
you want to talk about more?
Yeah,
Okay, I didn't know if you were
I
done.
have more
All
shit
right.
to talk about
All
Hunter. Hunter. It's a good
All
show.
right, all right.
You're like
It's
trying to
such a good
speed, trying to
show.
speed run this shit. No, fucking
I am trying to speak.
Hunter x Hunter is very good. I mean, it is in like the top like 5 anime of all time, just on the generic like my anime list and stuff like that. So I'm not saying it's like a cop out. It is a good show. The only issue I really had with Hunter x Hunter, I think the Ant arc went on for like 20 more episodes than it needed to. That's really it. Besides that, the show's fucking.
It's tough
phenomenal.
though because the Ant arc is good. It just lasts too long.
Yeah, that's it. It
But
just
it's
needs to be
good.
shorter.
It's not a
That-
bad
That is
arc.
literally
Yeah.
all. And I'm like, if I was watching that show when it was airing, I probably would have been really pissed because that would have gone over a year in just the single arc, and I'd be like, God, can we finish this already? It's not as bad if you like now when I watched it when it was all
Yeah.
out, but that's like the only real downside, dude. Like Hila is the best. Dude, there's a reason you got those fucking figurines. He's fucking sick. I like his ability that he gets.
were gifts to me, but I like Kurapika a lot. And I
Kurapika's
also
really
like,
cool too.
I also like Killua's older brother a lot more.
Ilui?
Illumi.
Yes,
Illumi?
Illumi. I like. I do prefer both of those over Killua, but I have Killua figurines because
Fair
they're
enough.
gifted to me.
I thought you were gonna say you like Diddle Clown, but you know.
So I do. I mean, I owned
Ahsoka?
a pair of Ahsoka earrings for a while that I wore, which were pretty cool.
Mm.
But
So Josh, are you saying that you want the solo
Rylan's like,
leveling
"Excuse me?"
level?
Have you seen Hunter x Hunter?
listen, bro. He's a cool clown. He's got
So-
some.
Rylan, have you seen Hunter x Hunter before?
Oh,
You cut out. Sorry. What?
I said no, not at all.
Oh, yeah. There's this. Like,
I've
there's just
had-
this clown that's in the show.
I have friends.
He just likes the children a little too much.
Bad.
Like he's just a little bit. He never does anything to the kids.
To the kids,
Here,
but,
hold on,
but he
hold on,
he might
hold on,
he
hold
might
on.
do things
keep
to
a bag on
himself
his head?
while thinking about. Anyway,
Yeah,
Here
yeah,
you
I mean,
go,
we don't talk-
here you go.
Yeah,
Rylan,
well-
that's a picture of Hisoka. That's all you need.
Does he have two watches?
he is a clown.
no, he does not. He does not have 2 watches, unfortunately.
I've seen that. I've seen that guy before.
So he that's the problem. He
Yeah.
doesn't. That's the problem. If he had 2 watches, he would probably know what
He'd
time
always
it is
know what
to
time it
go.
was. Yeah,
But
yeah.
he just doesn't. He doesn't.
No, he doesn't have the watches, so
There you go.
that's why he doesn't do it because he doesn't know what time it is.
No, that's not. Okay, I got it, Rylan. We're good.
Oh no. Oh no.
Anyway, I think we're good now. Unless we got anything else on that. I just want to throw some stuff in there.
No, I think that's pretty much it.
All right.
I will say my favorite character out of that is Netero.
Netero's-
still my favorite person.
That was cool.
I know he's a cop out,
Nah,
but
Netero's
his little
cool.
fight scene's pretty baller. I do agree that the ant scene's long. I also don't want a solo level of ant scene where it's 3 episodes for the whole ant arc effectively.
Yeah, you got kind of the opposite there, but yeah.
Speed. We gotta find a good middle ground anime. But and then my last one is Log Horizon.
Oh, I knew you were gonna pick that
So-
one. Yeah.
Yes, Log Horizon. The other option that Josh, is Rave Master, but I can't remember enough of Rave Master. It's been too long. I'm getting decrepit up in here. So, but Rave Master is another good anime. Go watch it. Made my fairy tale guy. Log Horizon. I watched Sword Art Online. I just finished the Gun Gale one. Man, the gun part of this sucked in my opinion. Wasn't as good as the rest. Personally, I think a lot of people shared that, and then we got some other bad season. I was like, maybe the gun in season 1 was as bad. Then my buddy was like, watch Log Horizon. It's SAO, but better. And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, they don't die. And that part messed with me a little bit, because then I got really curious and I went and binged it all basically in like the course of like 2 weeks. Premise is it's another isekai. I know there's an isekai enemy, wild, crazy. Except everyone is more or less looking like their avatars compared to how SAO had everyone look like their real person, which was I found interesting.
Well, technically, they did look like their avatars at first, and then the game maker said, "Haha, fuck everybody! You're gonna look like what you really look like."
Yeah. So everyone has their bit, and basically what you have is like the main focus character, because there's multiple main characters in this, which I also enjoy, where it's not just like it's basically like a super narrow lens. It's actually pretty wide for like who you see. He's part of like the game's best raid group. And he's extremely intelligent, and that's how he gets through a lot of things. So there's a lot of problem solving, which, like you mentioned earlier, Josh, is like interesting. It's not like I just get better. It's hi, I have a problem solving, and this is what we're gonna do. And he goes through and he finds a bunch of his old buddies, and it's interesting because there's a lot of times where like he'll get crap because he's just this little scrawny dude, because he's like literally the tactician class that has like almost no real combat abilities.
Yeah, it's really cool. He's like basically like a support. Is this class? He's not even like he's not a damage guy, but it's cool. Yeah, I agree. I think that being the main, he's like the main character. The main character not being just the badass, and he's like more of like an Azir almost, where he's like commanding other people to do shit, is like fucking awesome.
Yeah,
he's got like shielding and healing and stuff.
To quote good old DBZ abridged, nobody fucks with the white mage. It's a good one. You learn this very quickly, so this is not spoilers. They don't die when they die in the game. They come back and they lose part of their real world memories, which is kind of fucked up, that you slowly like basically watch yourself get dementia. Like you are like forced to sit there and watch like your memories die in front of you, and then they reload you back in the game. You're like, what is happening? Why are you making me like lose my memories? This is horrible. Because then it's just like gone forever, right? So if you suck, you just don't know where you are, then you're effectively an NPC. And there are NPCs in the game. Not everyone that's in the world is a person.
Yo,
like some of them
what
are
if
just
everyone
random
in
NPCs.
that? I never thought about that. What if everyone in the world is actually just real players, but they've all died enough times that they think they're NPC?
That's one of
the
things
for it. Actually, I've never heard that before, but like that would be fucking cool.
Yeah,
that'd be really
like,
cool if that was the case.
Yeah, because like it rounds off with like that whole conversation topic. If you like really like think about it, but I enjoy it. It's got a good story. It's not, no one's like really overpowered. It's not like friendship is magic and therefore because we're all together,
That's
you know,
just
Power
a fairy
Rangers,
tale. You're a fairy tale guy.
Bro, I feel like we're all targeting Naruto here.
No, that's a fairy.
No,
that's a fairy tale. That ain't Naruto.
Yeah, that's a fairy tale thing. And I watched Rave Master, which is the opposite. Which Rave Master is like, oh, they're just gonna die. Because I watched Rave Master and I was like, oh yeah, this guy made Fairy Tail. Maybe Fairy Tail is like whatever. But I only watched a little bit of Rave Master, and then I watched a lot of Fairy Tail, and I thought that the rest of Rave Master was going to be the same. I was like, oh, they just fucking die. So, but yeah, that's my top 3.
Solid top 2, I'd say. Top 3, I don't know about that, but top 2, pretty good.
I think he's not talking about Log Horizon, he's talking about fucking Rent a Girlfriend.
I don't know shit. I know
I think Log Horizon was pretty good. I think I might have fucked myself because I watched. Okay, I'm gonna hate this. I watched this undubbed, and this was one of the few times I watched a dub, and there was like some specific characters where I was like, damn, I think their specific voice acting actually made it worse. Did you watch it dubbed, Lucas?
Yeah, I watched some parts dubbed. One of my friends had watched it subbed and dubbed, and he showed me the dub parts first, like the really bad ones. He's like, this is why you watch it subbed. Yeah, watch it dubbed. And I was like, got it, buddy.
This was in the time frame where dubs were still like, sometimes they're good, but sometimes they're really like not good. And it wasn't the main characters were fine. There's like this cast of characters in the show that are like, I don't know if they were actually children, but I think they felt like they were children. There were a lot of younger kids. They are annoying. I didn't like almost any of their voice actors, and they like started becoming in the second season. They were way more important, and I was just like, ugh.
Yep.
So that really took away.
And in the
my
third season, they're
show.
the main focus.
Yeah, so that kind of took away from my experience in the show, unfortunately. But it was still a good show though. It's a cool universe and whatnot. I like me some isekai.
Yeah, the whole.
The cat though, him in the dub is awesome. The cat character, he's fucking sick.
The cat's just dope in general.
Yeah.
It's also a little weird because he's also like an 85-year-old man or something.
Yeah,
that's what he's supposed to be. He's like, I'm the Kraven, but I'm a cat now. Meow to a stab. Like, it's so weird,
bro. That's got to be fucked. Imagine you're like stuck in this world, right? And it's like, oh, we're stuck here forever, but like we get to just be our avatars. It's like, cool. I just get to be this awesome buff guy. I didn't do anything in real life. And then on the other hand, there's probably someone that's like a bodybuilder that went in. It's like, fuck me. I put all this effort in for nothing. Now I'm this fucking dainty little anime girl. What the shit?
Yep.
That's messed up.
It is
That's
fucked up,
fucked
honestly.
Yeah, nice. All right, I like it. I like it.
Solid 3.
Nice 3. Well, nice 2 or 3.
Speaking of fucked
Yeah,
up,
nice too.
What do you got? Fucked up. Ooh, is he gonna say like Berserk, bro? I'd lose
Oh,
my
shit.
shit.
No,
Fuck
I
the
did.
anime.
I did like Berserk when I watched it. Bro, I don't know what my favorite 3 animes are, bro. I fucking sat here and fucking thought about a lot of different animes, and I was like, I don't fucking know, bro.
I know one of your 3.
Do you? You fucking, you know what? You tell me, brother. What do you think?
Oh, do you
Pokemon.
not know it?
Maybe.
All right. Obviously,
What do you?
Attack on Titan is one of your top 3. Because you talk about all the time.
It was up there. It was up there. Attack on Titan's the one that.
Wait,
Oh my goodness. It was the first one I watched in a long time because I watched a lot of anime as a kid. I'm going back to what we said earlier. I watched a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! I watched a lot of Pokemon as a kid. I watched some of Naruto. I remember watching Naruto. I watched a lot of Inuyasha, but I remember actually nothing of Inuyasha. A gun to my head could be held. I cannot tell you the plot of Inuyasha other than Kagome gets fucking brought into weird world and
They're trying to
Yeah.
get all the pieces of the crystal, because it gets shattered and thrown
Oh,
across the
so
world, and it's
duh.
causing demons.
Sonic. It's just Sonic.
Shut up.
No, there's way more than 7 pieces, dude. It's a orb that gets shattered. There's an orb and it gets shattered, and it gets
It imbues
Alright,
monsters
so
to make them
Inuyasha
strong, and they're
is
going
Sonic.
around and trying to figure it out.
All right, got you. Inuyasha.
And you got you got dog kink in it. You get woman who tell you sit, and then you must sit.
True. Little pep.
You got a horny Moroku guy who wants to touch Booba, but has
Oh yeah.
void in his hand that suck everything up.
Yeah. Wait a minute. How are you gonna say Pokemon's on anime, but they got horny classic tropes like horny man who just wants girl?
I don't know. I don't
Hey
think
man,
that
that's an
happened.
American classic. That's an American classic right there.
You think
Oh,
it's an
shit.
anime? They talked about eating these jelly-filled donuts, brother. Jelly-filled donut is not an
that's just
anime
in the,
thing.
that's just in the dub, bro.
I
That's in the
don't know what
dub.
you're talking about, bro.
Anyways, yeah. Anyways, back to Attack on Titan. We'll put it up there for now. We might have to. I might have to just tell you all what I have on my list, and then it's
Shoot.
like weird.
Shoot. Go ahead.
The Attack on Titan, like I said, Attack on Titan. I actually read the manga too because I was like, wait, what do you mean? What do you? I remember watching it in high school, and I was like, what do you mean it's not done yet? My friend's like, yeah, we don't know when the rest of it's coming out, and I was like, what? And that's why Attack on Titan really rubbed me the wrong way from really liking it. And I somewhere in my fucking closet I have a fucking a bunch of Attack on Titan shit somewhere. I loved Attack on Titan, and then they just disappeared from my life for almost a decade, and I was
Yep.
like, what? Where'd she go? And then it came back, and I was like, you little bitch, you think you can just come back in my life? And then I ignored it for a couple years, and then all of a sudden, I think it was you and Callum, Josh, were just like, yeah, we're watching the final episode. I'm like, okay, when you say the final episode, do you mean the final episode? Because at this point, I'd actually had read it again, and I actually read to the final bit, and you're like, yeah. And I was
No.
like, okay,
You don't
well,
mean it. Us. Is it the final episode? You meant the damn producers. Is it the actual final
Yeah.
episode this fucking
Yeah,
time, or
yeah,
is it the
yeah.
final
Final episode part 2.
episode?
Final episode part 2.
Yeah, they did it again.
was some dumbass shit.
Anyway, so I was like, whatever. So that's why Attack on Titan's as much as I really like Attack on Titan and all that shit, it's just got so much baggage with me that I'm like, damn, bro, you're kind of a dumb bitch, aren't you?
Dude, Attack on Titan's so
but
Oh, go ahead.
as I'm saying this, I do have a meme of Attack on Titan from a completely different subreddit just on my screen right now because I'm scrolling through Reddit.
Hey.
Anyways,
Attack on Titan's
I
so
love Attack
fucking
on Titan.
weird because when the show first came out, it was this really cool, gory, whatever, over the top show. And then the show ends, and people are like, yeah, this is cool. And then over those years, it was I think 4 years before the second season came out, people started getting an opinion of I mean, it was like a cool show, but like Aaron was really whiny and it's just like whatever. It wasn't that great. And the second season came out and people were still like, I mean, this is decent, but still not amazing. But it was after the third season when like the real like big shit and like some of the big reveals come out. Then all of a sudden people came back and they're like, yo, this show, the whole time it was fucking great. This show was awesome. I liked every single episode. This newest season was amazing. It's like, what? You guys were not saying this fucking years ago. You guys said that this was just kind of like a decent show. It's pretty good. It had good animation, but like it was a bit overrated. What the fuck happened to that opinion, guys? You're just gonna retcon that?
I was a fan through and through.
I was too.
As much as I hated how long it took to come out,
It is an amazing show.
Yeah.
So when that show came out, I had a roommate at the time, and they had gotten a kitten.
Mhm.
And that kitten loved to bite our toes while we were trying to watch the first season. I was like, dude, get your Titan cat away from my feet. Like, deal with your cat. Because like, I would be in the middle of watching it. It'd be like 10 o'clock at night, and then suddenly you just have a sharp chomp on your toes when you're not ready for it. Because like, he had a black cat, right? So it's just avoid. Like, you just don't know where the cat is at night. It was just like, no, please. Like, why is your cat just attacking my toes? But I just got randomly reminded of that. I was like, oh, I love that cat. Cat was also an asshole, but
So it's more like a cat on Lucas is what was happening there.
yeah, cat on Lucas. Yeah, that's the abridged version.
Also, Attack on Titan, in my opinion, humble opinion, Attack on Titan, fucking, I think all their fucking openings, bangers, every single one.
That I don't agree with.
really good
But I think
They
most
have
of
Bees
them.
and the
I think
Eagles.
most of them. Were really
I will
good.
say that in my opinion, all their openers were of consistent like quality.
They all felt equal to each other.
Sure.
True.
Yep.
That I definitely don't agree. I don't agree with that. They're all on equal levels, but I do think that they're all pretty good.
I like all the openings equally. They're all the same. They're all great.
Man, also fucking fucking in the final part, bro. Some of the music, fucking just good shit.
Wait,
good shit.
were you like fapping to it? Is that what that meant?
Yeah. Oh
Yes,
yeah.
he was
Oh
that.
yeah, bro. Did you
You
guys
were-
want to hear me jerk?
You were
off
in the
when we
call
were-
and you were muted for a bit. I didn't want to talk about it.
All right. I've made an executive decision to remove 2 from this list of maybes, with the 2
Nice.
being Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon, only because I have not watched. Shut your mouth. No, I have not watched them in their entirety. Yu-Gi-Oh, the second they got on motorcycles, I said no. I don't think I will.
You know what's funny though? 5Ds, I didn't finish it, but 5Ds actually was not too bad of a season.
I have been told
I
that
got like
apparently
I got
5Ds
like
was
I
actually
think a
good,
third of the way
really
through the
good,
season. I'm
and
like,
I do not give a fuck.
no, it's literally because the characters that are like supporting characters don't piss me off in that fucking season. In this every season before, there's always like one character. It's like, we don't need you in the fucking group. You just like add nothing and you just kind of bug the shit out of me. That
Mokuba.
season, good. I was good with them.
Wait,
There's always a
wait,
Mokuba.
I mean, fucking. Also, shout out to Alexis Rhodes from Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. That's all I'm gonna say in that point.
Hey,
Carrying onwards.
yep.
Anyways, so I gotta remove it, and then Pokemon. It's one of those things where Pokemon to me is much more than just the anime of just
It
like
really
I
is.
love the card game, I love the physical game, like all the games. Like
Pokemon's just an
Pokemon's
entity. It's not even like
exactly.
It's more than
exactly.
anime.
It has exploded so much further beyond the anime, but it's like also I just haven't watched all the anime, and I know a lot of people don't like all the anime. But anytime I've watched it, I know Josh, you've actually watched all of it or most of it, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm
He
not.
has watched
I'm not.
all.
I'm not completely caught up in the newest iteration, but I
I
watched
will
all the Ash
say-
stuff.
Every time I've watched an episode of Pokemon, I like it. I don't know. Like even like from some like I've had people show me, or I've randomly seen clips from newer episodes, and I'm like, bro, that's just fucking sick. Like one of my favorite scenes I recently saw just randomly on TikTok. There's just an Oshawott, and he's just walking around. He's going wow, 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 and I'm like, what a fucking silly little guy. Look at this dude, just fucking.
That's because
My one problem with the fucking games is I just wish that the Pokemon all said their name like they do in the show. And I bet you fucking that was never a choice by the game designers, other than the fact that sound files are really big and you don't want to put those on Game Boy cartridges. But like just my only gripe with the games.
Except for when they get to like
anime.
third evolution, then they just make scary noise and they go "Ah," or something like that.
No, they
It's
still
like me after Taco Bell on the toilet.
They still fucking
Not always.
weird. Okay, all right.
Not always. Like
Anyways.
Dragonite doesn't say Dragonite or whatever.
Okay, I think I've also like removed another one.
Oh, I wanted to say
Not
more about
looking at my
Pokemon.
list.
That's fine.
Sorry, go about Pokemon. Go about Pokemon.
That's fine. It's
I actually started playing
No,
through Scarlet and Violet again recently, and I
Nice.
opened my save and I was like, what am I doing? Oh, what happens in this game? I didn't get very far before I got distracted by real life aggro.
But no,
And I'm just like, I have this really strong ghost primate. I can't remember.
Oh,
I don't know.
Like I don't remember. It's like Primates, fucking evolution.
Oh,
Annihilate.
okay.
Annihilate, yeah. And then I have my fire starters named Derpy. And that's about it.
Ooh, that's fun.
I recently started a randomized run of Pokemon Omega Moon
Oh shit.
or whatever. And one of my first options for my Pokemon was Buzzswole, and I was like, yeah, I'll take that.
Nice.
My first Pokemon I got in the fucking bushes, Regigigas. Yeah, I'll take that.
The hell?
I was like, damn, what the fuck's going on? And then in my own Discord where I just post pictures I'm gonna send to my fiance but I'll like, ooh, it's 7 o'clock in the morning. I should probably wait to send this to her. Man, I swear every trainer I found a trainer with a Jirachi, a Type Null, a Uxie, a Yveltal, and then I found a Victini and a Zekrom, but I think I killed Zekrom by accident. I was like, oops.
No.
Listen, way she goes sometimes. Then I don't make the Nuzlocke rules. I just follow them. The other one I'm removing is Dandada. It's not done yet. It has the opportunity to make me sad.
Oh, sorry.
But I don't know.
I had a Pokemon point I wanted to say before you.
Yeah,
got
sorry.
cut off. No.
Oh,
Mine was in relation to it. So here's my thing. I was like, maybe the reason you like the Pokemon episode so much is it's kind of like a little bit of a mindset you get with Arcane, where it's just like, man, I really love this Pokemon a lot or whatever. This is a really cool Pokemon. I want to just see how they would just be like in thing. And then you're just like watching the show and you're like, oh, that's the one I want to see. And you see like how they just exist in the world. It's like, oh, this is just cool. Just seeing how they like whatever.
True.
I think maybe that's just part of it.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I haven't watched it yet. I know that, what is it, like Pokemon Concierge or whatever? Like, that's apparently just like like a slice of life Pokemon show and whatnot.
I haven't seen any of
I
this
think from what I've been told.
but
Never heard of that.
Apparently it's just like Pokemon, like just cute Pokemon doing things, and I'm like, damn. And like they're like running a hotel or some shit. I don't actually know the exact plot point. I just got like I was told about it. I'm like, that sounds like something I would love to watch. Anyways, back to the list. Dandadon's been removed. It's not.
All right, let's be real. Would that show have been anywhere near as popular if its intro wasn't so insanely catchy?
I mean, Creepy Nuts is a banger fucking group. I think it's only just the two guys, but maybe it's a whole band. I don't know. I call it a
band.
group. Whatever. Pairing.
Posse.
Whatever. Doesn't matter. Homies. I mean, I think it would still be really good. I think the animation and the story is still really good. And
No, I just
do
didn't know.
think, like,
Would it have been as popular is what I meant. Would it have caught on nearly as much without having that?
I mean, yes, I think it would have been exactly the same.
I think it still would have been like really popular.
All right.
Because I guarantee you that there are shows that have gotten popular, but since they don't have a great intro, people just don't talk about the intro song.
Yeah,
But you still have the same amount of popularity to it.
Yeah.
But when you think about it, a lot of fucking like legendary animes banger tracks to open with.
It is true.
It's true. So we have Attack on Titan here. That's staying. No, you know what? This other one needs to be gone because it was kind of a wild card. It's the Cyberpunk Edge Runners because I think it actually
was very good.
It was produced by an actual anime company and like
it was by Trigger.
I mean, yeah. Also, I should have mentioned this at the top of it. I watched everything dubbed because I can't be fucked to read.
High five.
High five.
No.
I just also fucking I'm gonna keep it real with you, Chief. Fucking people are like, oh, but the voices just aren't as good in all the scenes. I'm like, I don't know, man. Some scenes just actually hit better in fucking with dub. Keeping it a buck with you. And fucking Edge Runners is one of those shows that I'm like, you should just watch this dubbed because
Wasn't that primarily made dubbed though?
It got released fucking subbed. It was produced in Japan and then fucking like that because the main reason I'm saying it should be watched dubbed is there is in Night City and also the cyberpunk world and all that, there are just like lingos and terms that just are not translated into the subbed.
Hey, what are you saying, Chum? Huh?
Yeah, Chum
Yeah.
and whatnot, like just like
I do feel like Edge Runners is one of those scenarios where like the media that it is originally coming from is English, so listening to it in English makes sense.
I mean the media is
personal-
a tabletop game. Technically could have been played in any language.
No. I'm saying
What?
this.
Isn't it from the video game?
I mean, yes, and the video game comes from the tabletop.
I think
Cyberpunk.
Yeah, but
Like it's like Cyberpunk is a role playing game, like a tabletop role playing game.
yes, but they move. I'm assuming the show was made because of the popularity of the game, which is what most people.
it was made at the same time as the game, but like the game
Was
is
it?
made,
I thought the game came out way before the anime came out.
I think they were made at basically at the same time, but like
Oh,
the
I didn't know
game, the Edge Runners came out after the show.
it was like at least half
I
a year,
think-
if not a year afterwards. It was quite a ways afterwards that it came out.
Yeah.
Here, you know
So
what?
Yeah.
the majority of the
It did.
people would have interacted with the game, which is primarily. I just like, for me, I like watching anime in sub because I find a lot of the times it's not necessarily just like what they're saying, but I feel like the voice acting's it just seems like it has a bit more of what the original people would have like wanted through emotions and whatnot. I don't think it's wrong to watch anything dubbed over subbed. I prefer subbed, but I'm not gonna fucking chastise people who want to watch it and not read.
An advantage that subs have with the voice acting specifically, a lot of the time they will do group voice acting sessions or whatever, where they will have everyone in the scene in the room at the same time, so they can actually physically interact with each other while they're doing the things.
You get a different,
and they will
you get a different energy.
basically never do that in dubs. They just have whenever you're available Tuesday at 6, come in. All right, and they just mush it together afterwards. So that can make a difference with like interaction in scenes and whatnot. I think in dub versus sub too, it's not nearly as big these days because the dub scene has moved up a fuck ton. Back in the day, it was like I literally would watch anime for the first like few years I watched anime, and I would be like, character talks, that's you. Character talks, I know that character, I know that. And I knew like there was like 20 voice actors that were in fucking everything. And I just knew it was like, oh, that's Bob. Oh, that's Bill. That's fucking whatever. And I knew them every single time. Nowadays, I can't do that.
In that shit again?
I can't.
God damn
I can't do that anymore because it's actually there's new voice actors, which is that alone helps a lot because it doesn't feel like you're listening to the same thing over and over.
The quality is also, I feel, more because it's more because anime's gotten more popular. You're gonna have more people going into dub, and it's not just like back in 2001. It was kind of like weird to do like an anime dub, but nowadays it's very normal and sought after to do that stuff. So like the quality has gone up over the years. So it's not. Like I said, I don't think it's bad to watch dub.
I prefer sub. That's just me personally, but.
There's also the fact with dubbed, I still think there's a 50-50 shot that if you guess it's either Mercer or Stephen Blum, you have a shot of guessing at least one person on the screen as one of those two people because their portfolios are crazy.
Possibly.
They're one of those 20 people you had, Josh.
Definitely Bloom.
Yeah, they were massive in the scene.
I think something that doesn't help with dubs too is that the sub is right away. The dub is very, very, very rarely is it a simul dub. Usually it's 1 week to multiple months behind the sub. And anime these days, everyone is just like, I'm gonna watch the show right away. I'm gonna watch this whole season. Season's over. What show? I didn't watch it. Like, no one even cares about the show anymore. We're on to the new season. And so by the time the dub comes out on some of those, it's like, I don't care if you fucking watch the show now. It's not even a relevant show anymore. So like, if you're not watching it as it comes out, no one's gonna give a fuck about it. So you have to watch the sub because it's the only thing that's
I guess
out at the time.
I've just never also like interacted with people in that sort of way of just like, oh, like,
well, I think what happens is
you're not watching the most current episode.
Well, I think what happens is that the people that are like super in anime will do that and they'll watch the stuff as it comes out, and then they push out their opinions to the world, and that's what everyone hears about what the good and the bad shows are. So they're the ones that already watched just the sub of the show, and then they're like, well, I watched a sub, so like you should watch a sub because obviously that's the way to watch it or whatever. But you might have the option at that point, but they're not going to say watch the dub because they didn't watch the dub. They watched the sub because they watched it when it came out. So that's a disadvantage dubs have. So like if they always came out at the same time, you'd probably get a lot more people watching dubs because just like simply, oh well, I mean, might as well. So
Yeah, that makes sense.
I think that's
I've
part of
never
it, too.
really.
I mean, I tend to I watch the shows if I want to watch them. I don't like go online and like Google what shows are good and based on other videos. Like I'll just watch the show if I want to watch it. So I don't really care what the grand populace of the anime scene is saying.
I'll wait.
Show.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I usually wait until like some random person I know is just like, oh, have you ever watched this before? And I was like, no. And like, you should try it. I'm like, okay, sure, why not? So okay, I've narrowed it down to 3. So we've already talked about Attack on Titan. We can toss that out the window. That's I'll figure out where that is in a second. Talk about this other one. Ooh, actually, I'll put Attack on Titan on 2. So what do you guys want to hear next? First or third?
Third.
All right, it's Spy Family, bitches. Let's go. And
Solid
going
film.
back to what we were talking about earlier. I won't lie, I always watch Spy Family first sub because I'm like, you telling me a new episode of Spy Family's out, and then it's like, ah, shit, it's only subbed. And I was like, I guess we're watching it now, fiance. And we sit there and watch it, and then the next week we will straight up watch the next new episode because Spy Family does it really quick. They will do it like a week later.
Yeah,
the dub is out,
popular enough.
and we will then watch the dub right after, and I'm like, or right beforehand. I'm like, perfect. I got to recap. Yeah, Spy Family is real good. I like Spy Family a lot. What I also liked about Spy Family is when they made the movie recently, they actually got like
The airplane
entire
one?
like cast. Yeah,
That one? Okay.
they actually wait, is it there was an airplane one in it. It's the one like the spoilers. The finale happens on the airplane.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
They actually got the entire cast for it, at least in my showing. Apparently in different places of the world they had like completely random different dubbed like things, and it was not as good. And I was like, oh, that's super strange. But I had the normal cast. Thumbs up.
Same.
Nice.
Because I also went and saw that in theaters. It was very good.
Yeah.
I didn't see it in
I don't
theaters,
know.
but yeah.
Also, other than Attack on Titan, this is also the first manga that I've actually, or sorry, the first anime that I've actually bought the manga for and just been actually reading
cool.
that too. Which does make me a little sad to do that because then I get spoiled of what's happening. I'll be watching the show and I'm like, ah, yes, I remember when I read this. And then I'm like, damn, what a weird way to watch a show. I kind of don't like it, honestly.
Yeah,
It's kind of weird.
that's part of the
It
reason
is
I've
like-
never wanted to like really do manga and stuff like that. Or like if I'm gonna do it, I would rather watch the whole show first and then do the manga afterwards, because everyone and their grandma always says for everything ever in media that comes from a book sort of thing first, they're like the book's better. So if it's better, it's like I would rather do it second because then it's probably a better experience. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, I mean, the books are. I mean, the original is always going to be better than the like whatever you pull from it, because you're going to have to dilute no matter what from any. You're never going to do a 1-to-1 manga to anime or book to movie ratio. So the originals tends to always be better.
Yeah, so I'd rather just do the film version of it first, and then I would do the book afterwards, because in theory you'll have a better experience then. So. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, but then you have the argument of like, well, now you're souring the book experience because you are spoiled on the book.
Or you just
So the book experience is less.
or you
is
do what
not
I
gonna be as
actually
good as-
do, or you just never read the other one. You just do the watch, and you say, I don't give a fuck about what's written. I'll watch it when it comes out.
Or you pick animes to read and then animes to watch, where
Yes,
there's
that's
somewhere
what a
you
lot of
don't
people do
watch
too.
and somewhere,
Yeah.
Otherwise, you get Aragon.
Yeah,
Anyways.
you can just read that one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then my number one and Full Metal Alchemist.
Full Metal Alchemist.
Both of them.
Both of them? Or
I'm not.
okay.
I'm not. So I watched the original one when I was like actually like what?
A wee lad.
2003, 7, 8. Yeah.
Damn.
I watched that shit and whatnot, and I was like, wow. I can't wait to see more about them going into World War One. And then I had a friend that was who was like, that doesn't happen. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, I'm reading the book. That doesn't happen. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, and that's when I learned that Full Metal Alchemist, the ending was just they were fucking running out of book, and they were like, we're doing random episodes and shit. And I'm like, damn, what the fuck? And then I watched Brotherhood, and I was like, in my opinion, Brotherhood is obviously better because it is actually the proper telling.
Brotherhood is 100%.
There are a lot of episodes that the original did a lot better. If I only watched Brotherhood, I would not give a fuck about Nina. Fucking, oh no, little girl got turned into dog.
Yeah.
Whatever. But with the original, you spent like 7 episodes with that family.
Yes, you do.
Fucking bonding with this family. Fucking. Also, that's another thing. Like they were in the original series. They just did so much more.
I liked the hunter, or not the hunter, but the state alchemist exam in the original way better. I feel like there's multiple episodes and it just works better. In the second one, it was like a half an episode. It's like, done, I'm in. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, exactly. And I know but the reason they did it is like the smart thing. It's the classic case of, I never need to see Bruce Wayne's parents get killed again. I don't need to see Smallville Superman or anything like that.
No.
They just were like, yeah, if you're watching Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, you probably already watched Full Metal Alchemist, so we are just gonna
speed our ass on through that.
Man, yeah.
There are some fucking good scenes in that show.
There's been so many times I've just wanted to get fucking Full Metal Alchemist tattoos, and I'm like, I don't want to get like the weird like fucking symbols and shit like that. And then I'm like, ooh, but do I want to get weird symbols tattooed on my body? That means
anime tattoos are cringe, man.
Hell yeah, bro. Hell yeah.
Totally not getting a giant Samurai Champloo back piece at some point.
The only sadly one fucking smudge and smark upon fucking Full Metal Alchemist is that Vic Mignogna had to go be a weirdo.
Yeah.
Fucking, I had a signature on somewhere over. Oh, actually, I see it over there. Do I want to go grab it? Nah, I'm not getting up. Somewhere over there.
The decision was made.
I have a signed pocket watch, like the fucking like.
Got it.
Like, yeah. And I got him to sign the box because I'm like, I don't want him to fucking sign the pocket watch, bro. Fucking sign the box. And then I was like, sick. This is awesome. And then now I'm just like, oh man, why'd you have to go?
Well, good thing you didn't sign the pocket watch now, eh?
Yeah, now I can be cool with my fucking sick pocket watch. Also, it is also another anime fucking that is just like, hey, do you like Travis Willingham and Laura Bailey and fucking I think Troy Baker's in it too. Yes, Troy Baker isn't. Yes, Troy Baker was
Amy
the
Marchi.
second voice of Creed.
Fucking Danny DeVito and all sorts of people.
Oh yeah, just all the fucking classic anime fucking voice actors of the old time. That was another one. Yeah, that was another one. I'm like, damn, this dub fucking is real good. But yeah, Full Metal Alchemist is number 1. There we go. Spy Family.
Solid number 1 choice.
It's got some.
Spy Family, Attack on Titan, Full Metal Alchemist.
Full Metal Alchemist has some of the best, like, just lasting scenes that you remember. Like, everyone remembers the Nina scene. Everyone remembers that It's a Terrible Day for Rain. The multiple times with the fucking the Mustang scenes are so fucking hype.
Mustang is just my favorite ones. Also when Hawkeye and him, it's when oh my god, Envy is pretending to be Hawkeye.
Oh yeah.
And when, or pretending to be fucking
Hawkeye.
He's pretending to be
Mustang.
he's pretending to be Mustang, and it's like it's just like. Fucking what does she say?
He calls her by her real name, and then she's like, Mustang would never call me by my real name, you fucking idiot. Like,
bow. But she double tricks him as well too. It's like a really funny scene. I was like, what a great time. And then also fucking
tiny miniskirts. You like that scene, right?
I mean, there's also just when fucking oh my god, it's when fucking Oh. Their teacher's husband and fucking Armstrong.
Oh,
Fucking
the bro
they
handshake.
do
Yes.
the,
The
they do the
Predators.
fucking predator handshake.
Yeah, they
and also
do.
they like flex their clothes off. I'm like, what's going on?
yeah, they do. That was
I'm
a
like,
manly ass scene.
That's a manly. That's a man's man. Oh, that's another fucking scene that's done better in the original. The whole like training episode with the teacher stuff that
Yeah.
like goes on for like a couple episodes. Anyways,
I think, yeah, no, I think the original did the first like it doesn't even cover the whole thing. I think it only goes to like the first two seasons or so. I think it generally does that part better, but then Brotherhood just does, it finishes the show and it just works better.
Exactly, they do it much better as like a full like thing because like obviously they had everything done and they knew what they needed to cover and what they didn't need to cover. The only thing I've not watched about from Photomax, I know they had like a random movie. I never watched that.
Oh, it's actually no. I think it's actually pretty good. I'll contradict your opinion on that one, Josh. I think it's actually pretty good.
You don't need to watch it.
It doesn't have a lot of the people that we love. Oh, okay, yeah.
Brother,
no,
look at your
it's
number.
pretty
Look at your number 3. Your opinion is null.
Oh, eat my whole ass. I will say one of my other favorite scenes from Brotherhood is when you finally actually see Armstrong really fight somebody, because he's mostly comedy in like the first one, and like there's a fight scene, but like I didn't fully remember it as a kid. And then when I was in high school, I watched the actual fight scene in Brotherhood, and I was like, oh yeah, Armstrong's just a certified badass for like a whole episode. He's just like, yeah, I'm gonna just box you with rocks, buddy. Bam, bam. It's like, what the fuck?
Wait, you somehow thought that Armstrong wasn't a certified badass just by fucking looking at him? What the?
Dude, his
I just
sister
figured
is
he was
so
a big
much cooler,
muscular
though.
comedy character.
His sister's got them
Like-
Dommy Mommy Step on Me vibes.
True. Man,
That's funny when they're arguing about who's going to inherit the family, and their dad's like, "Bye-bye, children. Enjoy destroying my 50th mansion. I'm going to go somewhere now. Bye-bye."
Lucas, I'm
And he's just Armstrong.
I'm disappointed that you didn't put the. I didn't do it, but I'm just disappointed you didn't put Keiju on your list, man.
I'm not going to put.
Oh come on, it was so good.
That's on Will's list.
Oh yeah, probably. All right. Well, we got anything else? We all good? We got through all of our stuff?
I'm good.
Oh yeah.
my only sadness is that 2 of my top 3s got live action animes, and that just makes me sad.
Well,
We don't need to talk
that's
about
how
that.
it is, man. Well, now that we're done talking about that, we're gonna be done talking about everything forever today. So
Today.
thanks for
Today's
coming
almost
by and listening to our top 3s. Tell us down below if you agree or disagree with any of the opinions or what your top 3s are. Or don't.
Yeah, back me up. Back
You
me
don't-
up in the comments
Don't
section,
back them
please.
up. Thanks.
Back me up.
Let's
Please.
drop them.
So thanks for tuning in, guys. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one, and so will they.
Arigato.
Wow.